Show. Howard 101.
Jay Thomas, the host.
I can't stand it, I tell you.
You guys are the best.
Jay Thomas Show. It's the weirdest and the wildest. Horrible. Call 888-STERN-101.
Your name is?
Jay Thomas.
The Jay Thomas Show.
The Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas.
Well, everybody is just absolutely outraged by these people in Libya that we helped. And the reports of the poor ambassador guy, surely, I don't know if you heard this or not, but, and they've taken it all down, they sodomized this guy before they killed him. There are videos of it. Yeah, oh man, it's awful.
The ambassador?
And yeah, they dragged him into the streets, which means that they went right by the whatever security we had there wasn't able to hold up, and it was
That's uncalled for in any circumstance, really.
Well, they did it to Saddam Hussein. They did it, but they did it to Gaddafi. Remember that?
Yeah, but that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
this is not.
Well,
this is one of ours.
The movie that supposedly started all of this.
That last Tom Cruise picture, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it was just the worst. But the film that started all this was originally called Desert Warrior. And there's if you look online, you'll see the casting call, and you'll actually see the so-called plot of the movie. And it says, union and non-union actors and all of this. And so what's weird is that there are so many people that will do anything and think that it has something to do with show business or acting, and it's not just girls doing porn. They will just do awful nonsensical things that while you're doing them, they look and they don't smell right, but you're so desperate, to make it. And I've done stuff, but usually
like all of us sitting here.
Yeah, that's true. We've all done it. But the thing is that this movie had 59 actors. They say it cost $5 million, which is impossible.
I've seen clips. I don't know. Somebody kept $400. Somebody kept $4 million. Not even $1 million that thing. It's like $10 that movie.
Well, now the actors are saying that now all their names are being exposed.
Well, the guy who directed this is he's using aliases. He's in hiding. The actors are all over the news doing interviews, real names.
They're getting their money's worth.
Yeah, they want work so bad they're risking a beheading just to get their face and name out there.
Yeah, I mean, there was, I guess, one woman. I'm looking for her
list of credits.
I guess I can say her name. Her name is Cindy Le Garcia, and she had a small role as a woman whose young daughter is given to Muhammad to marry.
Good luck explaining that to a mob.
The script,
it was a small role. Yeah, all right.
The script she was given was titled Desert Warriors, and it was going to be a film based, she said, on how things were 2,000 years ago. It wasn't based on anything to do with religion. It was just on how things were run in Egypt. There wasn't anything about Muhammad or Muslims or anything. In fact, we all said Master George. That's what she said.
There's articles out now saying that the dialogue is completely different that they did. And he just dubbed over a new story.
Well, that's not. I heard also this morning when I woke up, because I heard that they had sodomized this ambassador. I heard that Kevin Meaney is applying to be ambassador in Libya.
Wow.
Now, while you're doing all of this and saying all this horrible stuff, the film is said to have had 100 Jewish backers.
Yeah, and this fucking asshole with this bullshit. He's Egyptian, this fucking guy. He's not even a Jew. He went around telling everybody.
You see that? Did you hear that? As soon as you started saying something about his tribe.
Yeah, well, he's going
not
around.
So funny.
You know how damn it. It's not like you saying, "Oh, I'm a Mexican and I put this movie together." The one group of people you pick to say that you are and that have funded this It's starting a fucking war.
Yeah. Now they're saying that the people that did it are evangelicals.
Why don't we just give him to this? Why? I don't understand why we're protecting this guy. Why don't we just go, all right, you knuckleheads, stop burning shit. Here he is.
Well, they don't know who the guy is exactly.
Of course they do. The FBI's talked to him. They've interviewed him. They know who he is.
They know the exact guy that's the
yeah,
producer.
They know his aliases. They know. I watched on CNN last night. They went through all his past. This guy that he's been in jail. He's been sued. They
just went on his Facebook. They found out everything.
Well, he's the guy that's had some kind of financial, unfortunate financial dealings, and now Morris Sadik, an Egyptian-born Coptic Christian and head of the National American Coptic Assembly,
I don't like that.
Told the Associated Press he had been promoting the film but denied that he made the film himself. Now the Coptics, there's another whole thing. Is that the group that the Dead Sea Scrolls is about? They've got all the other books and Sam Basile.
Yeah, that's the guy's aliases. Yeah, that's one of his aliases.
It sounds like imbecile.
Yeah.
There are no accidents.
The other aliases that they were flashing up on the screen, like the guy didn't go out of the way to like think of something, normal or original. It was like one of them was TJ Tobacco was his alias. Like, did you just see signs along the way and just like, my name's Frank Yield?
Now, years ago, there was a film out that had we been having real Muslim problems would have caused equally horrifying. Do you have Holy Moses? Richard Pryor was in it. Dudley Moore. Holy Moses. Holy Moses.
And what do? We sing, we dance. I warn you, Timbal's a hell of an act to follow. I come in the name of the one true God.
Dudley Moore.
The one true God. Well, we'll just look him up in the book of gods. One true God. One true this, one true that, one true. I don't seem to have much of one true anything in my book. Perhaps he changed his name.
Stupid.
The whole universe is filled with the might and power of God. He existed before the world was created. It is He who stretched the heavens above like a curtain. It is He who laid the foundations of the earth. I mean, if you concede the universe, you must concede Him. He created everything out of nothing. Even you, the ruler of this kingdom.
Drunk, like
I am God. I am the Son of God. And He is the Son of the Father of the Son. Who's a great Father.
God.
Who created the Nile that gives life to everyone.
All right.
I'm as angry as the Muslims at this movie.
I think that movie
Fucking
caused
awful.
a riot in Oakland, I believe. There was an uprising. So Holy Moses was a movie that if you ever sit down to watch it, it completely, makes fun of the Bible, and Dudley Moore plays, I guess, a little prophet guy or something, and
it's
Richard Pryor.
WHOLLY.
Yeah, yes. And Richard Pryor
see what they did
plays the Pharaoh. And so, but I love the actors. They've all signed a paper that they said Master George. Now, that they knew that they were up to no good when they were doing the movie. They had to know that this was, some sort of, nonsense, because it was obviously Moses, and they were saying the word bastard, and he who is not, he who does not have a father. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And now the one I saw, I guess there were some words dubbed, but not all of them. Okay. But then, of course, it's funny. I get all of these breakdowns. I'm sure I got this thing. It was called, Desert Warrior. They had like 500 or 600 people audition for it.
Well, look at here's a great example.
Yeah, they only picked 60 people.
Here's a great example of how hungry and dumb people are for any kind of stardom. Watch that movie Bruno that Sacha Baron Cohen did.
Right.
And there's a scene where he's auditioning children for a modeling shoot with his baby, and their parents come in, and they're all the real parents. It's all filmed, and he's basically going down a list, and he just keeps getting crazier and crazier with the stuff that he's asking them if the parents would be okay if they're like he goes, one of the shots I want to do is like a German one where the kids would be dressed up as SS soldiers, and the parents are like, yeah, totally, we could do that. Another one is one of the kids is going to be Christ, and he wants the other kids to be Roman soldiers jabbing at him with spears, and the mom's like, sure, I got no problem with that, yeah. And these are the parents. These are the parents of these children. That's how bad they want to get their foot in the door.
What they ought to do is when they finally catch these guys, is sit them down and make them watch on a loop his movie, The Dictator.
Yeah, oh my God.
What a piece of shit.
I mean, love that guy. I got through 5 minutes of it. And
it was bad, right?
Oh my God.
No.
It was terrible.
Why
do you go away from what you do? Don't go away from what got you to that spot.
Well, I don't know. Isn't that what he does?
No, that was a movie. That wasn't like a hidden camera thing. That wasn't him.
Right.
It was a scripted movie, and I think he's a brilliant, brilliant fucking guy. I think he's one of the greatest guys I've ever seen as far as keeping a bit going, keeping his shit together. He never breaks character.
Never cracks.
Never. I've never seen anything like it. So what do? You script an entire movie for him to do? Why would you do that?
Yeah, but did you see when he dumped that powder on Ryan Seacrest?
That was brilliant. And guess what? That wasn't scripted. Ryan wasn't in on that.
No, he
he just happened to have an extra suit.
I don't know what he was thinking, because
he douche all the time.
Oh, those wardrobe people.
That movie's been done a million times where the dictator's a bad guy. Woody Allen did it. Alan Arkin is in one.
The best foreign dignitary movie coming overseas to America is Coming to America.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Best. It's the best.
Yeah, it is. So. Let's go to Mike of New York. Hello, Mike. It's Jay Thomas. Go on line 3. Yes, Mike.
That's pretty random.
Hold on. This is Sour Shoes, Jay.
Oh, my God, you're big
This is a
enough,
big
right?
honor.
Yeah.
Name a song. He'll play it for you.
Good morning, Sally 100 miles, and I'm here again in the morning. The songs you'll have to hate. Hey, you're choking on a cock. We're going to leave 20 songs at $20,000. Nothing's going to change my love for Jews. Without you with me, days would all be.
So this guy's close to 40. He lives at home with his folks.
And a machine, right? A bunch of
This is a keyboard.
It's a keyboard.
He's got train whistles. He's got props.
I used to hang up on him all the time as an intern. I didn't know who he was, really.
I never hang up on him.
That shows how quick you are in the old radio business.
Please report the courtesy desk. Vinny Mazion Jr., please report the courtesy desk. Hey, what do you get when you squeeze a synagogue?
What's that, Jackie?
Oh, man. All right. There you go. We're off and running. It's the Jay Thomas Show. Stay where you are. We'll be right back. We're now looking for other movies that would have caused riots that would be much better to watch. Holy Moses was one of them.
Ishtar.
You've got... Well, no, that's true. That's making fun
that
of
caused a riot
nomads.
in the U.S. when people had to pay money.
They wanted their money back.
That was Dustin Hoffman, right?
Dustin Hoffman and Warren Beatty, right?
Was
Warren
it really
Beatty,
that bad? I never saw it just
maybe they
because
had
of
a
that.
bad
You know,
year.
it was like The Dictator. You watched it and it wasn't funny, and they were trying really hard. The crazy thing about actors, even in a bad movie, there's somebody there telling you that it's going to work out, and people will say, "Well, gee, you're doing like a piece of shit. Do you know it?" You might know it, but if you act like it's a piece of shit, then they'll get mad at you.
Right, you won't be doing that piece of shit.
You won't be doing that anymore. But you'll really see these actors really giving their all in a really bad movie.
Did you ever make something you thought was going to be really great and then it wasn't?
Yeah, I did lots of pilots for TV shows, and I worked with Bryan Cranston twice. And I think he's as a
on Malcolm
first of all,
in the Middle.
No,
Breaking
before
Bad.
that. Before that, I did all the shit.
What did he have before that?
We did a show called Dogs, and it was before its time. And a guy named Barry.
You guys chased people in Hawaii?
No. We were a bunch of guys.
Let's hear this plot.
And we were dogs. We were like bad guys. Like I was a sleazy lawyer and would go get masturbated by a woman at a massage parlor and stuff. And it was like before its time, and then we didn't make it. And then Brian wrote and directed a movie that I played a mentally like a retarded guy with his wife. I mean, I knew Brian was great.
You really
of course,
thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, but then
retarded. What does he know?
As soon as Brian got rid of me, his career just took completely off. That was bad. I'm thinking, you mean the next thing he does that I'm not a part of, takes off.
He gets rid of Jay, redoes Dogs, calls it Reservoir Dogs. It's
it's done. Speaking of all the stuff that's happening, do we have a History of the World Part 1 where...
There's another movie that would probably upset a lot of people.
Yeah, here we go.
Moses went to the mountain, and God spoke unto him.
Orson Welles.
Is that really?
Moses, this is the Lord thy God commanding you to obey my law. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
This is the
deaf
greatest
man
movie.
could hear you.
What?
Nothing, punished. Forget it. Oh, Lord, why have you chosen me? What would you have me do for you?
I shall give you my laws, and you shall take them unto the people.
Yes, Lord!
Now he's going to get the commandments.
Yep.
Lord, I shall give these laws unto thy people.
Here we go.
Hear me!
He's got 3 tablets.
Hear me!
Here we go.
All pay heed! The Lord Jehovah, has given unto you these 15... 10 commandments for all to obey.
There it is.
Now that's a $5 million budget.
Yeah. It's another film that could have caused a riot. By the way, if I make a request, can Sour Shoes do it immediately?
Absolutely.
Yeah, give it a try.
All right, let's put him back on. Oh Happy Day by the Edwin Hawkins Singers. Do you know that one? Oh Happy Day.
Sometimes it's tough to get a hold of him.
Does he know he's going?
Sour, you there? Sour.
Coming up, and Kinky Friedman, get on down to Clark Sleep and have more fun in bed.
Sour.
I was watching him in Strug.
He's doing an Imus impression. Sour.
So he just sits in his room.
He's singing. And, hey, Sour.
Monday, happy gays. Wednesday, happy gays. Thursday, Friday, happy gays.
Marion. Oh, Howard. Hi, Mom.
Hey, shortcake.
Hey, shortcake.
You know,
all
hey,
right.
What's up? It's Artie Lang. I always found it amazing how many Italians were on that cast. Meanwhile, it's the fucking Midwest, in Milwaukee, and you got the Malachi brothers, the Tuscaderos, and
hey, is Scott Farrell there?
Yeah, I that chick on that show. Remember the girl Susie Quattro? Remember her hit song in 19?
Yeah, that was 1979, right?
Oh my God!
Hi, Gary.
And so it begins. We actually had her on the show. I'm going to probably say...
I love when he does Gary.
It's unbelievable.
When we first got to K-Rock, Jay was still there at K-Rock. It's probably 1985, right into 1986. We were doing afternoons, and she came up, and it was great because Ron Howard at the time was doing the movie Splash. He was helping out Rob Reiner, and we had her up on the show. She was great. She was wearing GP page 9. Yellow ochre.
Wow.
Yeah,
all right.
Hey, listen,
all right.
If you put him on hold, he'll probably just keep playing, even though he doesn't know he's on the air.
So I mean, listen, I'm like 20 years late. I mean, He's unbelievable. I mean,
he's unreal.
He does all of those voices himself.
He does every single voice from people that work on the show, people that call into the show. He knows the history of everybody. He knows.
Why isn't he on a stage somewhere with like a
great question?
We gave him a shot once.
Yes, he was on a stage in New Jersey when we did a block party show. He drove down, and I remember texting him along the way, and I go, "How far out are you?" And he goes, "Either two." He texts me back, either 2 miles or 25. And I'm like, how do you not know which one of those it is? He shows up in like Plymouth Valero, like an old Plymouth Valero, no shirt on. Pulls up to the venue, starts unloading all his equipment, and he had his keyboard pressed up against a 2x4 that was lodged against an ironing board.
Yeah, the ironing board. I had to walk around to go to the
because
bathroom.
the cord for the keyboard power was
this
loose.
old. It's like a 1992 Casio keyboard.
So in his room, he has it wedged against the furnace. He couldn't bring the furnace with him, so he brought everything else. And you realize he's brilliant. But it's tough for him, I think, to follow directions sometimes.
He needs a manager. He would need a manager, and you would just.
I don't think he leaves the house very often.
And you would put him on for 20 minutes, and people could yell stuff out, and he would just sit at this keyboard, and we'd watch him sing and do the voices.
Like if Lorne Michaels heard of this guy, he would snap him up in a second. In a second, the guy could do impressions for days. His
Let me tell you why they wouldn't do that. I'll tell you why they wouldn't do that. You talk about planned, and you better show up on time.
No, you're right.
Be able to sit in the room.
Dress rehearsal, be an audience warm up something, right? Better than that.
Well, he had to have his handler with him at all times.
Yeah, but the guy at AGT, who was the audience wrangler, was horrible.
Surely we could make more money handling him than we make now. So, by the way, during the week, 9/11 was on Tuesday. NBC today has apologized for being the only major network for not having a moment of silence when the other major networks had a moment of silence. They must have thought they were Spike TV or something. They decided that they are the Today Show.
We'll show America.
Do we have the moment of silence? Everybody did, and of course, one NBC.
So what were they? Yeah, what were they doing?
Here we go.
And now we're approaching that time where we usually observe the first moment of silence because it happened at 8:46 a.m. Eastern Time.
The New York Stock Exchange, as we do every year, preparing to observe a moment of silence.
In just a moment, President Obama and the First Lady, Michelle Obama, will observe a moment of silence.
Back now at 8:45 with Kris Jenner, the matriarch of the Kardashian clan, as both the mom and a manager, or a momager, as they like to say. She is guiding the careers of her 6 kids.
Right in the middle of the moment of silence.
Daughters, Kylie and Kendall, who are
There's
still
the bell.
finishing high school. Kris, good morning.
That marks the death of over 3,000 people.
You guys are so busy.
Turn it up.
It's a little busy right now. Yeah, we just finished filming season 7
That's
of Keeping
the
Up with the
memorial
Kardashians.
bell.
So we're just coming to the end of that, and it's crazy.
Well, one of the last things we saw was you getting wheeled into a breast enhancement surgery, which I got to say, I know you guys are all for bearing it all, but is there ever a time when you're like, okay, we can turn those cameras off now?
You know what? I thought it was such a great idea to
So let me tell you, we were all going, hey, I wonder why they did that. Well, NBC, and I guess NBC, if it's still Universal, they own the E! Channel, and the E! Channel has the Kardashians. And it was probably, if you fuck over Kris Kardashian, and if she's supposed to be on TV at 8:46 on 9/11,
she has a very busy schedule,
No, you're going to run her at 8:46
can't
on
mess up her
9/11.
schedule of work.
And the other reason why they did it, and this is going to sound like a joke, but their new fashion line was that day was at full page ads. The Kardashian collection, only at Sears. That's where they sell.
Has Kris
all
Jenner
of their
apologized?
Shit. No, fuck no.
She's probably not even aware.
That
it was 9/11.
I mean,
in New York City,
She's not aware.
It's not like it was Seattle.
She's not aware she married a guy named Bruce Jenner, who's now a woman. She's not aware of that either.
Things are falling apart at the Today Show, and they just won't admit it. And Al Roker is one, he's bored, but I also think Al is starting to make some real
Al's
money
like on fire
with these. What do you call it? These reality shows that he produces. So he doesn't give a shit anymore. In fact, he does. They don't even know when the mics are on or off. Al, do we have Al Roker the other day?
That's what's going across the U.S. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Now, it should be going to all the other stations.
Blah, 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 blah.
But the mic stayed open.
Blah, 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 blah.
Natalie, when did Rafael become Solicito?
It is Solicito.
I'm just saying, because we
Solicito.
said Solicito.
No, I was told it's Solicito.
Okay.
You say Lucito, I say Luchito.
5.
Let's call the whole thing off. That's your latest weather, Savannah.
All right, Al. Thanks. A former banker.
Yeah, there you go. You know what is funny? They replaced Ann Curry with this woman, Savannah. I don't know what her last name is. But if you watch the show, it makes no difference. I mean, the only difference is that Ann Curry was kind of had an Asian kind of look about it. You trusted her. This woman, Savannah, is as blank as Erin Andrews is on Fox Sports now.
Doesn't make
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Why don't you title your book that?
Yeah, why don't you do that? Yeah, we didn't say
Fierce,
that.
40 and not trusting of age.
Somebody has nothing to do with the show has said that. That was
She's like the director of that movie
God
just now.
forbid I make a joke.
You should. By the way, you'd have done that movie in 2 seconds. It probably showed your boobs off. Had Moses suckle you during the.
Oh,
thing.
I would like to be suckled on film.
Yeah. Now let's go to Quantrell of Philadelphia.
Guilty.
888 Stern 101. Why is Quantrell is?
I thought we were doing
Could
around
we
the horn.
spell Quantrell, please?
Quantrell.
Okay,
Correct, Quantrell. Is that your name?
I might want to name my next dog
Absolutely.
Quantrell.
Go ahead, Quantrell. Go ahead.
How you feeling today, Jay? I just want to school you on a couple
Hold on a minute.
things.
Usually when you do that you would pause and let me answer. What? I said usually when you say how you feeling, you would pause and allow me to answer.
Well, I knew you're doing good, man, because you're a white Christian in this country sitting there in Santa Barbara cashing these paychecks from this Jewish establishment that you're perpetrating all this shit out of, man.
Hold on a minute.
It's
let
like
me
you
get my
open your mouth and just
hold
puked.
on.
I don't even
let me get
understand
let me get my pen out. Check, and check. Okay, yes, you're 3 for 3.
And your point is, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's it. Like, the major thing is, like, you can joke about the Christian religion is because the Christian religion is a false religion. Islam is the truth.
Oh, really? So let me ask you a question, buddy. When Islam shits all over other religions, like when you guys in your newspapers in the Arab countries draw Jews in these fucking awful anti-Semitic cartoons and caricatures, that's okay? That's all right to do?
Well, no, wait a minute. Sarah, Baron Cohen does the same thing.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah, Sasha does
he
the same
didn't
thing.
start it. He didn't start it. These guys have been doing it long
Who
before.
cares?
I care. So shut the fuck up and let me talk to this guy.
All right, hold on a minute. You know what? You suddenly,
Fucking
as soon as
assholes.
somebody, hold it a second.
Fuck
as
you,
motherfucker. As soon as somebody says something, and
you're goddamn right, because I believe in my shit, just like
All
this
right,
guy
well,
does.
just hold on a minute. I'll tell you what you're mad about, Quantrell.
First of all, your name might be one.
Yeah, hold on. You're probably an African American, and this is what I feel sorry for.
Sounds like a white guy.
Of all the religions to choose many years ago, that you would choose this Muslim religion, you just picked badly. That's all.
Yeah, Cuba.
Are your parents Muslim?
You already had a bunch of shit befall you already. You just picked badly, and I think you ought to. I mean, it'd be better to do the Mormon thing, or maybe maybe do more of an Ethiopian Jewish thing. It would just be a cooler.
How about you just
religion.
live life? How about you just live life and stop
Hold
worrying
on a
about
second,
everybody?
Shula. Hold on a second.
Hold on, you don't let me speak. You don't let me hang on.
Yes, it can't be any fun to be a Muslim.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
First thing, I'm not an African American.
Yeah, I know
I'm an
like that.
African. I'm an African who was brought to this country through the transatlantic slave trade, perpetrated by Jews.
Wow, he's
Is there
over
a round
200
trip?
years old.
Is there a round
Hold on a
trip
minute.
ticket?
Hold
get him
on.
as a-
You weren't brought here in the
Let's get him as
slave
a
trade.
guest.
Your ancestors were brought here in the slave trade. So you were born in the United States, and you're pissed off. And
So just go back.
Yeah, why are you here?
They have planes now.
Why are you here? Yeah, you guys flew some into
Go
buildings,
kill
remember?
zebras and eat grain and
All right, you know
live
what?
over there.
Quantrell, look, we're not going to settle this here, but you just picked the wrong. You picked. It's like me. All of it. It's like me. At one point becoming Japanese in 1943. It's just a bad choice.
Yeah.
I had a relative that actually became Japanese in 1943.
And Jay would look so silly with the Scotch tape on his eyes.
And we said, Uncle Gus, this is it's a really
Why
bad
are you
time
listening
to.
anyway?
Yeah, it would be like opening a German restaurant, in 1942. There's just some bad choices. That's all. So, all right.
Jay, let me tell you something. One day in the near future, 35 years from now, this country will be an Islamic country ruled by Sharia law.
Yeah, I'll be on an iron lung by then.
Yeah, because
dying,
we've been
so
too nice
Now, wait a
letting
minute.
you come here.
So wait. So Quantrell, you're saying that when somebody does something, you want to chop hands off, you want to have the women all covered up, and you want the women to walk behind you, and no girls go to school. You think that's normal?
That's what Allah wants, and that's what should be on this earth.
Hey, Qantas.
You can't control your urges, you pig.
Hey, Qantas Airlines. Let me tell you what's going to happen.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
You got a better shot in 35
Gianna?
years.
Gianna. You know what? You've said two things. You don't know how to do it, so stop doing it.
Listen,
okay?
Quantrell.
Don't call this guy. I'm not calling anybody any names, so stop it.
You're not a woman, Jay.
When you say pig,
entire
when you say
and
pig,
continents tell you can't wear normal clothes and go to school and drive a car.
Yeah, but you know what? In the middle of the conversation, when I'm trying to draw the guy out, it just pushes him back in.
Fight going.
There's no fight going. You're too
me.
fucking dumb to start a fight. Okay, just relax.
Listen to me,
and
Quantrell.
Shuli, you're the same way as she is. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
you are
Thank
too
God I'm not
Israeli
alone.
to have a
Israeli.
conversation.
I'm too female. You're too
with
Israeli.
That's exactly right. So both of you just back up.
Well, too bad. Guess
back
what?
Up.
Qantas.
Why
let me
don't
tell
you
you
just
this.
rip out my ovaries, Jay?
Quantrell, in 35 years, you got a better shot of Shakira law, not Sharia law. All right. So just get over it. You want your Sharia law?
Hold on a second. I think Quantrell has been very patient, and I think that he truly believes in all this. Now, Quantrell, are you in a cell, or are you actually walking around every day in Philadelphia? And should we be worried that one day you would strap bombs to yourself and blow people up in a bodega?
Jay, first thing, I'm not in a cell. I learned this religion in a cell. And the first book I learned to read was Quran. Okay.
Right.
And I'm not strapping any bombs upon myself because I can teach through my mouth is stronger than the sword.
But do you understand that you're taking what is a beautiful religion in essence and shitting all over it by this whacked interpretation? You understand that there are Islamic people that hate you because of the image that you bring to this religion.
That's coming from a filthy, dirty Jew who's...
Well, why don't you just answer the question?
All right, hold on a minute. Hold on, Quantrell. I just offended you.
Yeah.
I tried to get Gianna to stop. I tried to get Shuli to stop, and then you go in the other direction.
And I asked a very
Here I am trying to be an ambassador, and I'm trying to help you.
And you sodomized him.
That's exactly right. You turned on us. All right. No, I don't think that we should be. Although I do like chopping some people's hands off. That could be interesting, but I don't think it ought to be the law of the land. I think maybe it ought to be there ought to be certain states where you had Shia law. You know what I mean? I think Oklahoma would be a good one, good state for the Shia law. Arkansas would be another good one. That chopping of a guy's finger or hand off, surely, I bet that would stop theft. To be honest,
listen. I told you there was I don't remember where it was, but it was a heavily Muslim influence, and they caught these guys that raped this girl, and they had a trial. They brought them out, and not only did they execute them, but they let the father and the brothers of this girl be the guys to shoot and execute these guys. And I think if we did more shit like that around here when it comes to rape and shit like that, then maybe it wouldn't be so prevalent.
You know what?
That's where
Quantrell, think about it. That's coming from a dirty Jew.
Right.
So there you go. I think we've all got it together. Quantrell, thank you very much. Good luck to you. And I wouldn't trust you for one fucking second.
Please
okay?
Assalamu alaikum.
Please
Assalamu alaikum.
Salami
Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar.
Go blow yourself up.
There you go.
By the way, Quantrell has
Dan,
a new
the
book called...
intern has run out to
Yeah, both of you
convert
have got to
Islam
stop
because of
with, look, first of all, you're
Can
not
I just
a woman.
promote his book?
You're not a woman when you're on this show.
Koran over 40.
You're not
over
a Jew.
40.
Garrett, am I a woman on the show?
All right. Let's go to Chris of Dallas. Yes, Chris, it's Jay Thomas. By the way, call us at 888-STERN-101. We also have 347-6-SIRIUS, which is 24 hours a day. It's the Jay Thomas voice box, and you can call it when you're completely loaded and just babble forever, I believe. Just keep babbling and talk about anything you want to. Plus, later on in the show, we'll have a bondage, a couple that's... their other books were Lube Jobs and Lip Service.
Oh, I saw the movie. I didn't read the book.
It's 50 Ways to Play.
There's a
and
script
then
for you, Jay.
Carlos J. Lee comes on. He's a listener and a fan of the show. He's written a book called Bitch, Are You Retarded? Stop being a dumbass. Either he loves you, he's in love with you, or you're just something to do for now. Either way, learn the difference and when to walk away. These are our two guests.
Big title.
Oh, it's a huge title.
Just wraps around the book.
You know what? I went to that book club thing and I just found these two. Chris of Dallas, go ahead.
Thomas book club.
Go ahead, Chris of Dallas. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jay, you're a learned fellow. I had a question for you about when they sodomize people over there. Could it be that, homosexuality through Sharia law is punishable by death? Mm-hmm. Is the reason these guys so angry is because they're a bunch of pent-up homosexuals?
Yeah.
And the only way they can get it out is they have to go after and attack someone and have butt sex with them?
Well, this sounds like a joke, but it's true. There's absolutely psychological research that shows that people that are homophobic, whether they know it or not, most people who are homophobic are very uptight, are the ones that are the most frightened of what their
what they really want.
They're not getting any sex,
absolutely.
not just the gay guys.
But, they do that over there. They do a lot of sticking of stuff up asses as torture over there, and it is pretty awful. And the fact that, now remember, your embassy is supposed to be a sovereign, it's supposed to be your country.
It's like hide and seek. It's the safe zone. That's it.
What I don't get is with all of our troops that we have all over the place, why didn't they call out one of our 600, 700 mile-an-hour jets to come in, and while the ambassador was being attacked, why didn't they strafe the street?
Because we're trying to do things in a politically correct manner.
I guess.
We've become the country of pussies.
Yeah, but strafe the streets while the riot's going on.
Garrett, look up
in front of the embassy, or send a drone over and drop some shit on top of them. Jesus. Poor bastard. By the way, you got to read about this guy. This guy took that job. He had been in the Middle East forever. There's another couple of guys like this. They go to these real hot spots.
And this guy really gave a shit about trying to do the job right.
And you know what? I don't think the Libyans give three shits that we gave them anything, and they're not fighting for democracy and all that. I mean, look, I'm so disappointed in Barack Obama for not pulling the troops out, or at least after he killed Osama bin Laden, going, hey, okay, that's it. We'll see you later.
Yep.
So.
Now, Jay, yesterday I was watching some news coverage, and there was an American news guy in the midst of the chaos.
I know.
And the wild people are running around him and throwing things. How is he not touched? And why would he
the woman died. The woman reporter from
go there
a
now
year
after this just
well
happened.
No, they love it. They love it. This woman reporter had already lost an eye. She had already lost an eye and had been abused and everything else. As soon as she healed, she went back and they during the Libyan revolution, she was finally killed.
But why would they not even touch this reporter? Like, literally,
they might.
The chaos was all around him.
Yeah, they might, though. Look, there are people that just love that kind of action, and it's inexplicable. It's like the guys that when they come back from the war, They want to go back to the war. Hell, I don't know what drives them. I have no idea. I would no more go to a hot spot. I would lie, and I would go to a town that was really safe and say that I went to that area.
And
you know,
CGI the action around you.
No, I would go to Libya, stay in a hotel, and hear the gunshots and all, and say I was there. But I would never really go in the street and do anything. I don't know what that. It's a death wish on some level, I guess. I don't know. I have a kid like that who thinks it would be so exciting, and I'm thinking it isn't. Once you get stabbed, it's not exciting. Yeah, the woman was killed though. She was murdered.
They shot her and the cameraman. Not on the news tonight. He's not going to last 24 hours.
You know what? The other thing is they sometimes use Muslim guys to cover.
He seemed very, very American.
Very white and very American.
The way he spoke.
Did you trust him, unlike the Asians?
Hey,
Shuli.
Shuli, do you think that after he did the report, they all went back to that bar like in the movies and they were all drinking booze with no ice in it?
Yeah, right. Like hot coffee with a hookah.
Yeah, like there's no air conditioning. You go to this thing. There's a fan that's going really slow.
Some monkey tries to poison you with a grape. Oh, no, wait, that's an Indiana Jones movie, sorry.
There are flies everywhere, and you're drinking something with no ice in it, and you wear khakis all the time and big sweat marks under your arms. That's not me.
Yeah.
No, that's not me. Let's go to John of Philadelphia. Yes, John, boy, you got some trouble there with that Quantrell guy running loose. Real trouble. Yeah.
Shalom.
You better get the Irish Catholics together. And, try and hunt them down. Yes, go ahead.
I want to go after Cintronella. That guy's a nut. I live in Philadelphia, and all these guys, you see all these Muslims walking around, these black Muslims.
Yeah.
And they're up to no good. They all been in prison. The good thing is, though, none of them are intelligent enough to pull off anything like 9/11. So the worst thing is steal your hubcaps.
I when I'm at the airport flying, I keep thinking, they only think that they want to do some shit once the plane takes off. I'm thinking, if they really wanted to do something, why don't they blow up the front door? They could actually, you can get into the building and you could cause all kinds of damage. I mean, I shouldn't say this because hopefully it won't come true, but they're only protecting, they say that they only care if they really get in the plane. And I keep thinking, I don't think so. I think if they kind of went in the lobby, it would be bad. Don't you think, Shuli?
I think just getting on the plane is a victory for them at this point.
I think, but I mean, don't you think they could do a kind of shit like outside or in the front or disrupt
as long as you don't do anything near the El Al counter, because they got fucking they got undercovers with weapons strapped. Well, they had that thing in L.A. after 9/11, that Egyptian limo driver went in and started shooting. He shot a ticket agent at El Al. He shot another woman waiting to get on the flight, and he got to two people, and then he was taken out and killed by the cover.
Well, what's funny, when you go to El Al now, the woman behind the counter has a bulletproof vest. I thought that was odd.
She's in one of those bank
very
windows.
Stylish, very stylish. So,
and I just want to say, for the record, I have no problem with Muslims. I got a problem with ignorance. All right, I know Muslim people. I have friends.
Stop it.
My mom was. Listen,
you don't have any Muslim friends.
Absolutely, they're all in prison, but I got them.
No, you don't have any Muslim.
My
I don't have any
my
Muslim
mom is
friends.
technically Palestinian. She was born.
You know what? You become like an old Jew from televive all of a sudden.
Listen,
I've got friends. I know people.
I don't know
you
if you got the
anybody.
internet. I don't know if you got the internet where you're at, but here's a newsflash for you. There's not a lot of people defending us these days. There's not a lot of people sticking up
bullshit.
for us.
Bullshit.
Why don't you just blend in?
You know
be
what,
American?
Shuli? You control the
I'll
media.
blend in when you start wearing real hair. How about that, Gianna?
Let's go to Scott. Scott, I know for a fact, is a fighter pilot. Scott, why didn't they call out the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, and strafe the street when they were killing our ambassador? Why didn't they do that?
Honestly, Jay, I would have loved to have been there to do it. First of all, I have to say, Shuli, I'm a huge fan of yours. I hope you get the Artie chair someday. But getting back to this, it all is about rules of engagement. And rules of engagement are dictated by the State Department. And like in the 90s, we had very, very limited rules of engagement. When we were doing Southern Watch in Iraq, I could tell you some stories that would just horrify you about not being able to do stuff. It's the same thing. Now we've clamped down. We're supposedly at peace. and you're not able to do that stuff because it looks bad on TV. It looks bad politically. Yeah. But that's U.S. sovereign territory. We should have been able to do that, but they should have stayed there and fought and not let the flag get taken down.
Now, how many people are around an embassy? We have, I don't know if it's Marines or who it is, but how many soldiers? How many soldiers?
You know, I don't know, and I probably wouldn't say on the phone, but it's mostly Marines. As a Navy guy, I've been on the ground in Iraq before, helping out the Army, and I have to say it is. You know, you are right about when you get shot at, it definitely changes your opinion about things. When you're on the ground versus in the air. So, you know, not to be boring the conversation, but, you know, there was enough probably to disperse the crowd. You can use non-lethal force before you...
So our guys didn't start shooting at the crowd?
If they didn't, it was because they were ordered not to.
I mean, they allowed the crowd to get into the embassy, and they killed 4, by the way. They killed the ambassador and
his
3
staff,
aides.
right?
But they allowed them to get into the offices. They allowed them to drag the guy out. And you know what? I don't remember hearing any American gunfire against the rioters.
They said on one of the news stories I saw, they said there were also about 10 Libyan security that Libya provided to secure. But no, they killed
those guys aren't very useful.
But what I'm saying is the crowd killed them as well. Which
Now, did they kill? Now, but we do usually have Marines in the area. I mean, I don't remember hearing anybody talk to about fighting back. I really don't. So. We
do, and we usually in any embassy we usually have security, and that's the amount of security is. I'm sure, and I'm not an expert in this. My expertise is. I'm an F-18 pilot, so my expertise is bombing you from close air support, but I would have been one of the guys overhead to help conduct close air support if required. So
you know what I like about you, Scott? Your voice sounds like it's on a microphone.
Like you're flying right now.
All right, Bob. 214 heavy. 214 heavy. Go ahead. 214 heavy. Over to your left is Iraq. I'm seeing some insurgent activity at 21 minutes 14 seconds north. All right, Bob. Take it easy. Hold up. All right, go ahead. Activate your bombs. Activate.
I mean, you have that voice already.
Oh, just put
all right, well, thank you, Scott, the fighter pilot. Thank you very much. Stay where you are. We'll leave all of this. It looks like Simon Cowell may have had a nervous breakdown.
No!
Yes. The strains of work have been too much. New book out called The Intimate Life of Simon Cowell.
Oh, boy.
And all I can say is Howard had better be careful, Shuli. That's all I can say. We'll be right back. Stay 888-STERN-101. Nick, Connecticut. Hi, Nick. It's me, Jay Thomas. Yes, sir.
Hi, Jay. Hey, I just wanted to let you know, I don't know if you ever check out DirectorReport.com, but the Marines were over there and had no ammunition. They are issued no ammunition for embassy security.
That's fucked up. That's fucking stupid. That's dumb.
Terrible, and it goes back to the days of the bombing in Lebanon in our barracks there when the guys had no ammunition. But I just wanted to let you know, and kudos to that F-18 pilot out there, for serving our country, and thank you for talking about it. But I just wanted to
you've got the same voice as the jet pilot.
You sound like you're ready to launch at any moment. You're ready to go like that.
Yeah, I like that. I love it. I wish I had that voice. You know what's sad? I guess because if we shoot, if there's not even a government in Libya that anybody could even, I mean, you've got. Why have a gun if you don't have a bullet in it? They might as well stand there with billy clubs, nightsticks. I mean, that's ridiculous. No bullets. They can't shoot anybody.
If you go on the Army's website, he's got a post on there about all they can use is their K-bar. What are they going to do? Go out and start stabbing these guys with their bandanas?
So what happened to the Marines? Were they overrun? Were they captured? What did they do?
They weren't in the embassy. From what I understand, and I don't know anything other than what I read, they weren't in the embassy at that embassy at that time. They had private, they hired these private companies. But I know other embassies and many other embassies that Marines that have.
we don't get it. I mean, we absolutely don't understand. We think, we wake up every day, and whether we're arguing about politics or whatever, there's some semblance of order, and we just don't understand it. But those countries don't have. I mean, I think in Iraq or in Afghanistan or even in Libya, you think if somebody gets killed, like a detective comes over and starts investigating? You could probably get away with murder over there pretty easily, I would think.
They have a show on TV there called The First 14 Seconds, where they arrive to a murder and they go, grab his head, I'll grab his torso. And then the credits roll. That's the end of the show.
There you go. Let's go to Byrick. Yes, Byrick on line 2. Go ahead, Byrick.
Yeah. Hi, good morning, Jay.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a FAST team that was sent from Madrid. They're an anti-terrorist Marine Corps group called the FAST team.
The FAST
and they
team?
were, Yes, the FAST team, which
FAST.
They were sent from Madrid, Spain, and naval base to Libya. So there were no Marines on station.
What did they do when they got there? Did they do anything?
After the incident, they just basically secured the area. But
now, what are they? What armed service are they from?
They're the Marine Corps. They're in the Marines.
So they flew from someplace. They're fasting. Yeah.
Madrid, Spain. Madrid.
Wow. How long does that take?
They can be there within 24 hours, but they were obviously sent after the incident.
Yeah, a little late. Just a
little late.
A little late, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think if somebody's attacking your consulate or your embassy, I don't know what the difference would be. I believe, to me, you ought to be able to shoot them as if they're attacking the capital of your nation.
We don't even need to fucking be in these places. Let's be honest. We don't need to fucking be there. That's it. End of story.
You know what I don't get is,
and let us worry about our own shit, and that's
every movie, every book you've ever read. When the pirates have these villages where they keep all their shit, eventually usually the U.S. government, but somebody goes to the pirate, they find where the pirates are, and they give them a broadside, and they blow up all the buildings. Those pirates in Somalia, they have like 50 giant ships sitting there, and they've got 200 or 300 hostages or whatever. We have never attacked that town where they are. We've never done anything there.
I mean, we've gone after some of the pirates and rescued some of the ships.
Do you know we're not allowed to shoot them at sea?
Right.
We have to get permission from the. I mean, they almost have to call the president.
International incident.
But there are all these rules about firing on boats, so you have to wait for the boat to get to the ocean liner or to the cargo ship and start some shit before you do anything. Meanwhile, those open boats with a 50 caliber machine gun, where exactly do you think they're rushing to?
Yeah.
300 miles offshore.
They're not marine
I
biologists.
I went to Kenya years ago, and we had a real, locals took us around, and we ended up on this island of Lamu, and it was a resort and everything else. And I remember looking at the map, and we were about 200 miles from Somalia. And the Indian Ocean is there. Do you know that, 2 years ago, a bunch of those pirates went to that island, went to that place where we were, and grabbed 2 people out of the hotel room, and then brought them 200-300 miles back to whatever. I think they killed the guy or whatever. But we were there. They didn't look like they liked us at all. I mean, we walked into town like you go into town like to buy the T-shirts and the shit. Oh, my God. They didn't. Yeah, there is no feeling of warmth or, welcome or no. They hated us. They fucking hated our guts. Well, it was lovely. I'll tell you that. It was very nice.
I love the name Fast Team. That's cool.
I love what do we call them? Well, they're a team and they go fast. Well, that's Fast Team. All right, Fast Team. I like that. Let's go to Joe, who's in the Bronx. Yes, Joe, go ahead.
I hear Fast Teams. I think all black guys. Just, the fastest, like the Jamaican relay team.
Yeah.
Lieutenant
Quantrell, let's go. Let's go. Yes, Joe, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Jay. It's John from the Bronx. I got a little more
John from the Bronx, yes, John. Yeah?
Well, I got a little more details as to what went on over there. They were interviewing one of the security members from Libya that was part of the protection team watching the embassy.
Yeah.
And he took shrapnel in the leg, and then they took him and shot him in the leg before he was able to get out of there himself. But he said that the whole place it's like a crime scene now, and the problem is that nobody's protecting the crime scene. They're letting everybody walk through it with TV cameras. Nobody's stopping anybody or challenging anybody. And he said it was well orchestrated. He says the group that attacked came with flak jackets on, and it wasn't just an angry mob. It was a well-organized, planned-out attack. And nobody else, they didn't return fire.
So they attacked on 9/11 also, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah. Well, this is the other thing. Yeah, this was the other thing. They attacked 9/11, and getting to that real quick, because I was with the police department for 25 years. Do you know 9/11, after that attack, the National Guard was stationed throughout the city with M16s with no bullets in it. They had no bullets at all to fire. So
why do they give him a gun then? What
are we
just
all
to scare
Barney
people?
Fife? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
they gave Barney
But
one
then
bullet.
again, excuse me, John, when they had the shooting at the Empire State Building, the bystanders, 9 people were shot by the cops. So the guy was killed, and he did kill somebody.
The cops get a little excited around.
Well, they do. What is that all about? I mean, what do you think they were aiming at? Did the bullets go through the guy and kill the other people? How did that work out?
This is the problem you have when you're returning fire. First of all, they changed the weapons over from the 6-shooter to the Glocks.
Right.
The Glocks carry about 15 shells, which gives you more firepower. So when they open fire in close range like that, I personally think they fired too many times, but they fired, and a lot of the shells ricochet off the concrete. So you're going to get shrapnel. A lot of the wounds were shrapnel, and some wounds were ricochets from the bullets.
How many?
But that was
how many times have you been shot at?
Oh my God, I was shot at, I'd say 3 times in my career. Thank God, nothing where I got hit. Thank God, which is a good thing.
And you hit them back, I imagine.
Well, no, because what happened was where I used to patrol, once a year, they like to take fire at the police from rooftops. So we have.
Well, what is the date of that?
That would be the Caribbean parade.
Yeah, what time of year do they usually have that festival?
Labor Day weekend.
It's a wonderful festival because anytime they would get pissed off at the police, they would open fire at you from rooftops. So if any incident took place, they'd take random shots off the rooftops. And I mean, one time I was standing on a train platform, an elevated line platform, and I'm standing there in uniform, and all of a sudden you hear the pops and the pings ricocheting off the metal.
Wow.
You can't return fire because you don't know where the shots are coming from. You know it's coming from up high.
I could return fire. I would just start blasting away.
Yeah, but it's scary because, like I said, after 9/11, when I met with the National Guard troops and I saw they had no ammunition in those M16s, they're there just for the effect of standing there with a heavy.
Now, when you got shot
at,
shot at, did you do that thing that we do it in the movies where both your arms go out and you go, holy shit, what was that? I mean, do you do that kind of like?
Or did you put your back up against the wall and duck behind the trash can?
Where do you run? Where did you hide behind when they shot at you?
The one time I was on an elevated platform, so I ran for cover, but as I was running for cover, I cleared off the platform in the meantime as well. I made sure nobody was going to get hurt.
You yelled at everybody. You know, Shuley, I love those World War II movies where when the Gestapo comes, they tell everybody in German to get down, and the American soldiers they're looking for are the only ones standing up when they shoot.
Right.
Yeah? All of the people get down, the Americans standing there.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, and you get shot.
Yeah,
All right.
I made protect the people, so that was the main thing.
Well, you're a good person.
Yeah.
You're a good person.
All the best,
Thank
man.
you, John. Thank you.
Thank you.
John's in a wheelchair, has never left his home. Tell him, let's go to Owen of Cleveland. Yes, Owen. It's Jay Thomas. Yes, sir. Shuley is back there. Also, Gianna. Gianna, if people want to know about your book and read it, is it selling anything when we promote it? What's the name of it?
It's not. I just finished the final edit.
Formerly
yesterday.
Flabby Over 40. What's it called?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Formerly Flabby Over 40. Go ahead, Owen.
Maybe she should just shut up and show her kitties. But seriously, Jay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Okay.
If you were offered a part in that movie that those the crazy Libyans got all fired up about, would you have accepted that part? A.
Probably,
and B. Had you accepted it, Well, how would you prepare for the role? And Gianna, show those titties, girl.
I'm pretty sure anyone who says titties never gets to see any.
I would have taken a part in it, and I wouldn't have said Master George. I'd have given them Muhammad, whatever they wanted. Whatever they want. How about if I do it another way? Let me try it another way. Yeah. I'd have tried to stretch the day out as long as possible. So, let's go to Bellamont. Is that your name, Bellamont?
Yes, Jay, this is Bellamont. I am Quantrell's Christian brother. And I would like to say that I have to apologize for Quantrell. He does not get out very often. And as punishment for upsetting the Jay Thomas Show and the Fine Shuley, we will ban him from the Dominoes game this afternoon. He does not know what to eat, my friend.
Bellamont. Quantrell's Christian brother. Let's go. We had the governor of Montana on the afternoon show, and of course, it's always fun.
Great. That was a great.
He was fun, yeah. And I'm going to eventually go hunting with him. Let's go now to.
By the way, I gave him an F, Marry, Kill. Fuck, Marry, Kill. Joe Montana, Hannah Montana, and Tony Montana, and his answer was Joe Montana.
Joe Montana, yeah.
Somebody on Twitter wrote later, did the governor just say, what the fuck, Joe Montana?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You got to be poor guy. He just picked somebody.
He was such a good guy.
He was a nice guy.
He's a guy that I would vote for. He's a no bullshit
the way
kind of guy.
all the politicians should
Can we
be.
go to line 2? There's a conspiracy theorist on line 2. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hello, Jay. It's Governor Ventura.
Fucking idiot.
Might be the worst one yet.
That's okay. Go ahead, Governor. Yes.
Did you know the reason why we do not strafe the pirate villages?
No, I really don't know, Governor.
The word
Go ahead.
of the day is strafe.
It's because parrots are an endangered species. True story.
True story. All right, thank you very much, Governor. Ira the Weatherman is on the street, and you'll hear the Christians fight back. One of the ways we're fighting back is with Christ yoga. It's Christianity and yoga at the same time. And Pat Robertson says if you marry a Muslim, you deserve a beating.
Jay, I see trees of green.
Ira, shut up.
Red roses, Jay, I see them bloom.
Shut up.
For me and you, Jay. And I think to myself,
I want you to shut the fuck up.
What a wonderful world.
You crazy, old, demented, gambling fuck.
I see skies of blue, Jay, and clouds of white.
Ira, shut up.
The bright, blessed day, Jay, clouds of night.
Shut up.
And I think to myself, Jay.
Ira, shut up.
What a wonderful world.
He is down on the street. And
Jay,
yes. I want you to shut the fuck up.
What a wonderful.
You crazy, old, demented, gambling fuck. Shut up. There you go.
Bravo, Al.
You won't be hearing a promo like that on Clear Channel, I can tell you that.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah, that's right. iHeart on radio would be a good one. Let's go to Ira the Weatherman. Ira, you're on the street. Where
Good
are
morning,
you?
Jay. I am in front of Sirius Radio on 6th Avenue. I'm 48th Street in the middle of the block.
So you're actually just downstairs in front of the building.
Yes, I am.
Wow.
And I'm making my own barbecue.
They don't have the barbecue because summer's over at Fox. So you're making your own. You have your own little
barbecue.
What are you cooking?
Eggs.
You're barbecuing
eggs.
Wow. And grits.
Grits.
On the barbecue.
Everything. Ham hogs and everything.
Ham hogs.
Now
sounds good.
Now, how do you keep the egg and the grits from dripping through the grating of the...
Practice!
Well, I'm frying the eggs.
On the grill.
I got you.
Yes,
so do you want
on the
one
grill.
of us? You want one of us to come down there and help you?
Tell Gianna to come down.
All right.
Tell her to run down.
Eggs are about the only thing I can cook.
Now, all right, you wouldn't be kidding, would you, to try and get Gianna to come downstairs to be with you? All right. Yeah.
Jay, Ira calls me now and then.
I'm sure he does. Yeah. He doesn't have my number, I can tell you that. All right, Ira the weatherman. Thank you, Ira.
I'm coming up now.
Love you, Ira.
All right. There he is, right there.
Bring your hot plate with you.
So during the week, Janine Turner, who was on Northern Exposure, and I guess did some movies of the week and whatever, she had become so depressed by her rejection as an actress and thousands of auditions being told no and everything else, and then drank and everything else and turned to God. And now her newest thing is, and I guess it's on that 700 Club channel or the religious channel or whatever.
Really? She's over there?
She has mixed yoga with Christianity. Do we have it, Al? Yoga with Christianity. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Janine Turner. Welcome to Christoga, Christian Yoga. Yoga-filled body, Christ-filled soul.
Christoga.
Drawing your hands back beneath your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale your shoulders above your hips.
Jesus.
Interlace your hands and extend your arm.
Donate 10% of your income.
Exhaling to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to your left. Inhale to center. Exhale your arms behind your head. Inhaling, extend your arms and invert
Stop
your
gaze
palms.
from getting married and exhale.
One
man and one woman.
Background. Stretching and toning your body and worshiping with Jesus Christ at the same time.
Get your body nice and tight for no one to use it.
Rising, lifting your hands, lifting your heels. Bring the palms out, exhaling and lower. Draw your hands together in prayer.
Hard to believe.
2 workouts in one.
Shut
Strength
up.
for the body,
Dummies.
strength for the soul.
This one's called Downward Manger.
Wow.
My rock, my redeemer.
That was actually going on during the moment of silence for 9/11 also, when you turned on the 700 Club. Also, Pat Robertson this week, a guy wrote a letter.
Christoga. What was it?
Christoga. Yeah, it's
that's right up
yoga
there with
and
turducken.
What would it? That's like Hebrew yogurt.
Yeah,
Hebrew yogurt. Hebrew yogurt.
Heblam. Hey, it's a Heblam. It's a combination of Judaism and Islam. Nobody's ever done it.
It's not exercise. It's just you eat yogurt and you're Jewish. That's all you do. You know.
Yeah. You chant
while
down.
You're doing Christ yoga, I'm eating Heb yogurt.
Here's how Heblam works. You chant down with the oppressors and complain about your back at the same time. Death to all! I threw my fist
I told you I didn't want fruit in my yogurt, didn't I?
I threw my fist
I wanted
up too
it plain.
hard.
I wanted it plain.
Meredith, I pulled something.
So Pat Robertson is still on, television. He said all kind of crazy stuff, but he did advocate you should smoke marijuana and all. A guy writes him a letter.
Back on
who's
the team.
married to a Muslim. Let's run what Pat Roberts said right during 9/11 and the attack on the Libyan consulate.
Michael, who says, my wife has become a real problem. She has no respect for me as the head of the house. She insults me. She even went as far as stretching her hand to beat me. I've lost my self-confidence. Her words hurt so much, and she refuses to talk through our problems. Please tell me what I can do.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could become a Muslim, then you could beat her.
But in lieu of that.
You don't want to go to Saudi Arabia?
No.
I think this man's got to stand up to her, and he can't let her get away with this stuff. And, I don't know. I don't think we condone wife beating these days, but something's got to be done to make her
physically. But I mean, why would she not want to talk through their problems? That's so unlike
she is just totally. Well, she's rebellious. The chances are she was rebellious for her mother. She's a rebellious child, and she doesn't want to submit to any authority. And she probably had temper tantrums when she was a kid, and you know, the little girl, I hate you, and she wants to slap her father. Well, it's the same kind of thing. She's transferred the father now. She might. I hate to say everything's got to be some psychological counseling, but you know.
Well, no, but I think you need a third party here.
Yeah, definitely. But that's the problem. She
two people
does not understand the father.
Gianna, you'd be good on that show. I'd like to have you on that show.
And now you've got a 13-year-old in a 30-year-old woman's body, and she is acting like a child.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do with that?
Maybe he's
You can't
dead.
divorce her, according to the scripture.
Yeah.
And so I say, move to Saudi Arabia.
There you go.
Honey, I've got news. We're selling.
By the
house
way, a lot of information. It was not an embassy. It was a consulate that was attacked in Libya, which is a junior embassy. I don't even know what that means. I don't know. But it was not a full-fledged Garrett. What would Garrett know?
Garrett types up on Google when we don't know things.
You know, Garrett would know the right guard of the Jets, and that'd be about it. Hey, by the way, you see that Mark's... you see that Mark Sanchez is dating Eva Longoria. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
She's so smart.
Yes.
She's so much older than him.
She's 37. She's
He's
like
24.
She's a sadist in love.
Well, no, come on. She's already been with the one basketball player guy. You know, I never understood why, she was so madly in love with him and all. She never forgave him or gave him a second chance or whatever. He lived in France. And the French are, they fuck everything all the time. Do you know that the current president of France, he never married the first woman. He has kids by her.
Sarkozy?
She ran there's a new guy, Hollande or whatever. And he's now with another woman who is not his wife. And then the other guys, Sarkozy, he was leaving his wife while he was having an affair, and his wife was having an affair. That's the way it ought to work.
Oh, really?
Then the poor French bastard comes over here, tries to nail a maid at a hotel, and his career is ruined only because he tried it over here. You do that over there in France.
He's got a new chick. That DSK.
He does?
Yes, I saw that in the paper this week.
Well, the ex-wife had $1 billion.
Well, there's no shortage of women that want him.
Yes,
Good
Ara.
morning, Jay.
Good morning, Ara.
Seen any good Islam movies?
No, I'm not watching those.
Jay, I want to say this. The Albanians took over Pelham Parkway and the West Bronx.
Ira's own fashion.
This Albanian won 52 to 47.
It's like a bad sports show.
Mike Bissonnette was one of the Navy SEALs that supposedly went in and shot Osama bin Laden and his son. He wrote an unauthorized book called No Easy Day. And we're talking about political correctness. Here's why he's in trouble. First of all, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have written the book because they sign a confidentiality thing. But he said that Osama bin Laden was just kind of walking around in there.
They called him the Pacer. That was their nickname for him because it was a guy who would just pace in this yard.
Right, that was him. And he didn't have a gun, according to this new book. He looked around a corner, and they just shot through the wall and killed him. And apparently it's embarrassing, Barack Obama and them because they said, he had a gun, he came at him. I don't... First of all, why would this guy is a Navy SEAL. They're supposed to be all honorable and all that shit.
The weird thing is that 60 Minutes, they did this whole thing, because I'm watching, I'm going, why would this guy go on camera and give his real name? So it's a fake name that he used for 60 Minutes, and they had a makeup team prep him for 4 hours to change his appearance with makeup and fake hair and all this stuff, and it didn't look like...
5 minutes. In 5 minutes, they knew his real name.
Yeah.
He called himself Gary somebody or other.
Right.
They do all of this stuff to make him a secret, and then they go, oh, that's Mac Bissonnette.
Well, the second he outs them, they're going to out him. They know.
I think if you sign up for the Navy SEALs and you sign up for the FAST team and they tell you you're not supposed to tell anybody anything, I think you should do that. Unless it's something, that they did against the law or whatever.
There are people in the military right now that don't tell anything to their family. Forget going on a news program and
that's just because they don't like to talk.
That's true, too.
Thomas.
Right. Yes, yeah.
I like when those SEALs bounce that ball on their nose.
That's the wrong group. That's not the same group we're talking about. I was stunned to see that people that these two brothers, the Wachowski brothers, the directors,
The Matrix. They're the ones who made The Matrix.
Yeah, and they're now doing. I think Tom Hanks is in it. They're Cloud Atlas. You know what that is? An adaptation of this great kind of sci-fi novel and all this. But Larry Wachowski had a sex change and now is Lana.
Get out of here.
No. And so I'm reading this article, and it shows this really tough-looking guy with a bald head hugging this woman.
Tough-looking woman. With a wig.
No, you know what?
Right?
Yeah.
She looks like a woman now, and I looked at it, I thought, these aren't the Wachowskis. And it is. Larry became Lana.
God, what the fuck happens when money just fucking lands in your lap? What the hell goes on?
You want to become a woman?
I don't know. Well, first of all, they deal with the forces of evil, and I think they're both kind of nutty. But the brother just went for it. I mean,
well, I read
Lana
an article
was transgendered, would rather be called Larry, and during the interview. No, would rather be called Larry. Would rather be called
How about
Lana.
Louis the Greek?
Yeah, well, that's not good either. But, well, you know what it was like? And he killed himself, sadly. It was the sports writer, this guy Mike Penner in Los Angeles. Well, I'm reading the L.A. Times one day, and he says, oh, and by the way, I'm leaving, and I'll be back in 2 weeks. When I come back, I'll be Shirley. And I started laughing. I'm reading this article, and the next thing you know, it's serious. He went away. He started it, got his nuts taken off or whatever the deal was. Came back, and the next thing you know, they couldn't fire him, and he had a dress on. He comes in, and if you're powerful enough, no one can say anything to you. That's what's odd about it, I guess. And then he got tired of being a woman after 6 months. Did you know this, Shuli?
It's rough.
Mike Penner,
really?
yes.
He made it bad. He
well,
happy.
The bleeding, I think, the monthly bleeding got him upset. So he stops.
All that Haagen-Dazs he has to eat every month.
Stopped being Shirley, and he went back to being Mike, and then he killed himself. And then, of course, a lot of people kill themselves because they're sports writers in Los Angeles, and there's no teams anybody really gives a shit about. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Was it in '95 when the Rams left for St. Louis?
No, it was just a few years ago. It was just a little,
Listen, teams have left L.A., but none of the teams have left faster than the fans leave the fucking games in L.A. They show up at the second quarter, they leave in the third.
By the way, I guess the son, Harry of shut up, stupid. They are now saying that Diana fucked a guy named Hewitt, and that Harry has no blood of the royals in him. Have you seen this guy Hewitt's face?
No.
Do they
he
look
looks
alike?
exactly like Harry, and Harry will not take a DNA test.
No, why would he ruin his life?
You're right. I guess they had a 5-year affair.
He's the Khloe Kardashian of England. Huh?
When they broke up, 9 months later, Harry was born.
That's rough.
Wow. And he looks exactly like him. I wouldn't do a DNA test either. Why mess it all up, right? You live in the castle and all that
shit.
Yes, Ira, go ahead.
Remember when I first started working with you, I was known as Irene.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You were. For a short time, you were Irene the Weather Girl. And this comes from Lisa. Jay, do you know why Jews can't eat pork or crab? No. In the Bible, God lists 2 requirements for an animal to be kosher, which means fit to eat. Animals must chew their cud and have split hooves. Pigs do have split hooves, but do not chew their cud. So you can't eat pig or its derivatives. In the seafood department, Jews may only eat fish that have both fins and scales. Did you know all this, Shuli? About the split hooves and all that? And the fins?
He can't talk. He's eating a bacon cheeseburger.
1 second, Joe.
Ira, do you eat pork, Ira? You're not supposed to.
No, I don't.
Yes, you
don't.
do. You say you eat bacon.
Well, bacon, fried Jewish bacon.
Jewish bacon.
No, there's no fried.
There's a market.
There was no fried Jewish bacon.
He takes 5 pieces of bacon and shapes it in the Star of David and then eats it.
How they don't even know where the food comes from.
Oreos has released candy corn flavored Oreos.
All right, just relax.
For Halloween.
Oreos.
I don't think that's going to work. That's
calm
just
down.
Just use the regular. They're always trying to add a different colored center to it.
Yeah.
You're right.
How about the yellow
Are they lacking
Oreos?
in sales? Does it need improvement? They made the mint ones. They suck.
Just do, 2 black guys and a white woman. That's an Oreo. Just do it.
Right.
Just keep it, Dear Jay, did you read the Yahoo News that Al Pacino may be playing Joe Paterno? No, but that would be cool. I think Al Pacino he looked really good as Kevorkian with those big glasses. He looked
good in that.
I mean, but I don't. The number one bestseller? I said this just I think 2 days ago on the afternoon show is the Joe Paterno book. Why would you rush out to buy that? Who gives a shit? I mean,
I saw online. I guess Texas A&M played Texas Tech not too long ago.
No, A&M played.
Somebody was wearing a shirt that said, "I would rather."
No, that was Penn State. They were playing. The team there was Penn State people wearing that shirt.
So I would rather shower in Penn State than go to Texas Tech.
The Texas A&M or whatever it was.
Whatever the team was.
Wow.
Yeah, they got a fucking crazy shirt.
Yeah, they got in trouble
2
for
of
doing
them.
Yeah. Are they online, those 2 shirts?
I don't know. They probably are somewhere.
No, I would rather take a shower with Coach Sandusky. It went on and on. It was a large shirt, and then play for Texas A&M or.
It says it takes hold in Michigan, Ohio State, LSU, and Alabama rivalries.
What do you mean it takes hold?
Like all those schools, I'd rather shower at Penn State than cheer for the Wolverines. I'd rather.
They're using it for various schools.
Than cheer for the Huskers.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd rather be anally raped than go to Notre Dame.
Let's go to Gary of Toledo. Yes, Gary, it's the Jay Thomas Show. Shuli and Gianna, they're back in New York. I'm here in California. Yes, Gary, go ahead.
Back in, I think, 06 and 07, Buck Angel was on Howard's show.
Yes.
And he was actually married to Larry Wachowski. And he is I guess a transgendered female.
Is that true? Buck was married to him?
Yeah, Howard brought it up to him.
Wow, I don't know.
No, wait. So Buck was a woman.
Buck was a guy, right? Who had a vagina put in down there, right?
Oh, that's a woman who had her titties cut off.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So Buck was a woman
secret word is
married to Larry, who was a man trapped in a woman's was a woman trapped in a man's body. God damn, that is confusing.
Yeah, Google says he was married 98 to 2001.
And Howard got Buck Angel to ride the Sibian, which was amazing because it was this dude, bald head with tattoos, sitting on this vibrator with his vagina. You're like, what?
Now,
does
the vagina have feeling, Gianna?
It's a real vagina.
Yeah.
I don't know about a fake vagina.
No, it's real.
Well, it looks real, but can it have...
No, it's real. He was born with a vagina.
He was a woman.
Right.
Yeah,
He locked his tits off and...
So you would be attracted to men, but when the man took his clothes off, this whatever this thing was would have a vagina, but gay guys aren't interested in vagina, so a gay guy wouldn't want to be with.
But straight guys
Buck.
are.
what straight guy would want to be with a curious man?
Jay, check the Craigslist section any Friday in New York City.
By the way, this relationship is about as confusing as the Matrix films.
Wow.
It is tough to figure out.
Straight guys who don't want to come out 100% go with those trannies.
No, but so you would you'd be kissing a man, and then when the man took his clothes off, there'd be a vagina there, so you would almost it'd be a bisexual. You'd be having a bisexual experience with the same person.
Yes, correct.
My God, that's unbelievable. All right, is Sarah Shoe still on the phone?
Yeah, I think he's on line 3.
All right, let's go. Here we go. Christopher Cross.
Right on my schwinn, I think he said.
Oh my God, he's coming like an enormous horse.
You understand what's going on? He's playing recordings of him singing and singing at the same time.
And it just goes on and on and on.
While
and
his dad lays in a bed with his eyes open.
No, his dad isn't next to him, is he?
No, but they're in that house.
Huh?
They're in the same house. He lives with his folks.
You're much too... Jerry Sandusky! You're just a baby.
That's what Jerry Sandusky do for it.
Julie, get him to do Jay Thomas.
Wow.
Hey, what did Jerry Sandusky do? Limo driver, mom! Sure. We just want the side. Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's not whispering. He's not using an indoor voice.
Ira, what do you think of this guy? What do you think?
Jay!
Yes, Ira.
I'd rather shower at Penn State than read Gianna's book.
All right, coming up in a few minutes, 50 ways to play. I guess it's Bondage and S&M for Nice People. That's the book. They're a married couple, and they say that they'll teach you nice ways to tie each other up. And then, of course, a book that the title, of course, just sounds a little rude. Bitch, are you retarded? And Gary, can you read the rest of the title of the book, please? It's a subtitle. Go ahead.
Sure.
Bitch and retarded. Go ahead.
Bitch, are you retarded? Stop being a dumbass. Either he loves you, he's in love with you, or you're just something to do for right now. Either way, learn the difference and when to walk away.
I'm looking forward to this guest.
Unbelievable. Stay where you are. The Jay Thomas Show. Somebody just called and asked me my opinion of Jay Leno taking a 50% pay cut so that his staff could, I don't know what. To be honest, I think that NBC should finally admit that firing Conan was probably a mistake. Is what I think. I mean, when you really think back, if Conan would be on NBC, I think they'd be doing fine with him right now. I don't know what a panic.
If you took off Jay at the 10 o'clock show?
Yeah. No, but I mean, they shouldn't have fired him. They should have just... I don't know. Why are they losing money all of a sudden? I don't... Letterman's not over there losing money. I don't know what that was all about. I have no idea. It looks like to me they're in some sort of little ratings slump or whatever. Here's what's odd also. When the Today Show loses in the ratings, the rest of the day goes down. So it goes I guess it affected Jay Leno too or something. He gave up half of his salary to save how many? Jesus Christ, he gave $15 million. How many people did he save? Jesus, God, that's a lot of people who made a lot of money. So, God, I wish I was over there. Is Stuttering John still work there? Does he still?
Where, Leno?
Yeah,
I believe so.
But he doesn't stutter. He doesn't stutter.
We couldn't get confirmation when they had their big budget cut. whether or not he was affected by it or not. But I think he's still there, as far as I know.
Right. This comes from Mark. Jay, a bunch of times you said you don't like Dennis Miller because he wanted us to go to war, but he wouldn't send his sons to war. How can you make 18-year-old free adults go to war? That's not what I meant. I meant a pussy like Dennis Miller shouldn't be talking about going to war and saying he's some fucking, I don't know what, tough guy, Republican asshole. What are you kidding? Yeah, and if you can't go to war, but you believe other poor bastards ought to go to war? Yeah, he's full of shit. He's totally full of shit. I mean, I don't know. It's almost like he went insane or some nonsense.
He really
But that's
did
what we had a big argument. I said, this was like, after 9/11 and for the years after, he's always saying, oh, yeah, we ought to go blow them up and show people how tough we are and all that stuff. And I said, well, when are your kids going to war? I said, when are they leaving for the front? And he got all pissed off. Why? Why should he get mad at me for that?
What's weird about him is that there was no hint of any political issues this guy had for the longest time. He was just a comic. Yeah. He was a sketch guy on Saturday Night Live. He did the news. That's all people knew. Then all of a sudden, he does Monday Night Football. Again, no politics, nothing, right? And then next thing you know, he's shot out of this right-wing cannon out of nowhere.
Like Mancow.
Yeah.
Too, same thing, yeah.
Weird.
Unbelievable.
He's political now.
And the radio show he does isn't funny, and he has people on the show that are saying weird right-wing kind of religious stuff, and I'm thinking, Dennis, stop it. Just stop it. I mean, yeah, weird, odd. I have no idea what, but he's a big warmonger. He's really into us, waterboarding and fighting and the whole thing.
Well, go over there, Dennis.
Exactly. Get
Suit
your
up,
ass over
motherfucker.
there.
You want it so bad.
From Billy Thomas, Garrett. I have heard that you don't vote. Yeah, that's right. You don't vote, do you, Garrett?
Correct.
None of us.
Not a voter.
This room.
I want to make my case. Wait one second. I want to make my case for Garrett to vote for Mitt Romney. Barack Obama has 2 girls. Mitt has 6 boys. Obviously, Garrett, Mitt has a bigger cum shot that you would enjoy.
Oh, Garrett.
Very good.
When you started reading that email, I didn't think it was going to make sense, but when you finished it made a lot of sense.
Now I want to vote.
University of Phoenix founder upset that Barack Obama doesn't like his fake school. That's the
online school, right?
Yeah, those people that run that school live here in Santa Barbara, and they have a couple of high schools and stuff, and they are billionaires. And they take the GI Bill and Pell Grants and everything at these online schools. I can't stand them. I mean, I can't stand the people or the school.
I love the commercial when they go,
I know.
Study mechanics, refrigerator repair, gunsmith.
But that's at DeVry, I think. That's another one.
University of Phoenix Online, right?
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
But you can also get a master's degree at the university. I'd like to get my medical degree at the University of Phoenix.
Isn't it just like this?
Is that the one Shannon Doherty endorses?
I think it's getting pretty credible now, though.
No, it isn't getting credible. It's got 500,000 people online, and they make billions of dollars, but it's getting less credible because you are online, but the failure rate is very low. I mean,
they should just make the degrees like Sky Mall magazine in the plane, where you can just buy whatever one you want.
It's kind of like taking your, when you have a traffic ticket, and you take that test online. It's kind of like that. I mean, I guess it's a version of learning. I don't know. Wouldn't you want to have some give and take in a classroom?
But you can. Like
you can?
FaceTime with teachers and stuff, I believe. Yeah, live chats.
So you're now all for online schools now. Mm-hmm.
It's better than a regular school.
Right.
I mean, what's the point of going to school when you could download a book and watch a video of a teacher teaching a class? What's the difference?
Competition doesn't have any.
And you could be an attorney. You could become an attorney by just going online, and you don't think you'd want to go to school and meet people and kind of have some interaction with others.
Yeah, that part's fun, but
no, not fun.
How could you
it really
genuinely
teaches
pass
you how to
the
be
test when you can just look up all the answers?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Now when people say, well, do you like your taxes going? No, I don't like my taxes going for that at all. And I think Barack Obama might have made some comment about it.
You just don't.
I don't
like
mind
change.
it going.
Jay.
No, I don't mind change, but, if it's MIT or Harvard or, University of, Southern California or Tulane or something, yeah, but not, University of Phoenix run by two, idiots who live in my neighborhood. Sorry. One's a doctor. He has a PhD, so congratulations. But, no, I don't, no.
What about
I
the
don't
University of Penn State, where it was run by idiots that covered up child molestation? Is that
No,
worse?
the football coach, you idiot.
No,
It had
the
nothing to do
president and everybody.
That's pretty much the whole school.
It was the whole
But it had
school.
nothing to do with the professors, teaching in the classroom. Are you kidding?
No,
Stop.
but the administration, not just in the sports department, the administration, that sounds like Walmart, also in household appliances, they had a chance to say something, and they didn't.
So you think the entire school knew about Jerry Sandusky?
No, I think...
And all 28,000 of them just kept quiet.
No, I think the administration who were in charge of making a decision to get rid of this fucking creep knew about it and didn't do anything, and that's all it
I
takes.
think there was conversations in the teacher's
And they
lounge.
also shot JFK, all of them at the same time.
Wow.
On the ground.
Jay,
Yes, Ira.
I study online. The school is called whaletales.com.
Oh.
Jay.
Whaletales.com. What is
Let's just type this in and see.
Jay.
What Ira?
If a person doesn't vote in this election, it's very, very important.
Uh-huh.
Obama is going to win.
That's a site with pictures of whales' tails. That's weird.
Mitt
Deborah
Romney
McLeod
might take away all our benefits.
Right.
We want to stick with Barack Obama.
Stick with the guy that's printing the money and giving you free shit. That's right.
That's right.
Deborah McLeod, DeborahMcLeod.com, the author of 50 Ways to Play, Bondage and S&M for Nice People. Deborah, welcome to the show. How are you this morning?
I'm very well. How are you guys?
I'm good.
You sound fired up.
You're all fired up? Now
You're all fired up.
Well, no, we're
We
normal.
always
This
are
is
fired
normal.
up.
This
Always.
is the normal show. Now, you've written other something. Lube Job was one of your other books, and an oral sex book. What was the name of that one?
Right. That was called Lip Service.
Yeah. Now, you have a law degree from Dalhousie University.
Dalhousie University. That's in beautiful Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Oh, right. It's a Canadian school, so it's not an online school.
It is indeed not an online school.
Right, and so then you're married, you have a son, and the whole thing,
right.
And you feel this need to share your bedroom excitement with everyone.
Well, not necessarily my bedroom excitement. Sometimes it's not as exciting as it should be, which is kind of the point of the books, right?
It's the point of marriage. It's not the point of the book. You could write these books all day. It's the act of being with the same person, whether you're married or not, for a long, long time. That
you bet.
I could tie my wife up. She could tie me up and put up, a hot poker up my ass, and it's. Let's get this over with and and see if there's a Tudors rerun on the BBC channel,
Well, it's that familiarity, but it's also the whole lifestyle that comes with being married and comes with middle age and comes with family, which is exhaustion, right? I mean, you just go to bed sometimes and...
you're supposed to go have fun and fuck other people.
Well,
your wife should have a lover and you should have a lover. I mean, now, are you into that? I mean, because I always look
into that. I'm actually a marriage and divorce mediator by trade. But
you're talking bondage and blowjobs and stuff. I would think that leads me to believe adultery.
That leads you. Well, it's not adultery with somebody else. It's doing this stuff with your partner. That's the point.
But if I met you in a bar and you told me what you did, and you're married, I would assume that if I played my cards right, you'd tie me up at the Holiday Inn.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if that's your assumption, you can live with it, I guess. I don't really give as my father would say, rat's ass about anybody else's assumption.
You only want to tie your husband up.
That's right.
He's a big guy. How much rope do you have to use to tie him up?
Not too much. He's pretty good. He plays along pretty good.
So now moderation is what you're teaching.
I guess moderation. I guess what I'm teaching more is mainstream. I mean, stuff that's realistic, that people who have kids, who, live in a cul-de-sac are actually going to do, because most people are not going to go to a pro dungeon. Most people are not going to hire a dominatrix. to come in their house. And
But do you and your husband hire a dominatrix every now and again?
No,
because
no.
You're
I don't
pros at it.
I don't like the strong stuff in BDSM. It's not for me. I know there's all kinds of research saying it doesn't damage relationships. I get whatever. I don't think a lot of it's a good idea in mainstream relationships where you're talking about humiliation and you're talking about, hard bondage and stuff like this. I don't think it's a great idea, and I don't think that it's going to help most mainstream vanilla-ish couples improve their sex life. I think it's just going to make things weirder.
Gianna, are you into light bondage yourself?
I could go for some light bondage now.
A little light bondage is okay, right? I mean, you got to see clients the next day. You can't have rope burns around your wrist.
No, you can't.
Do it.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is that what is the psychological reason for wanting to be tied up and blindfolded?
Well, again, there's especially with 50 Shades out, there's all kinds of research about this kind of stuff. Psychological reason, I don't know. I mean, I think there's something very compelling about the whole domination submission thing. I think it's novelty. It's something different. It's experiencing sex and seeing your partner in a different way, which can be really exciting. And, I mean, there's a whole animalistic thing. Well, women like to feel men's power and all that kind of stuff. Sure, I mean, it all factors into it. I don't know that it's necessary to, get into the whole psychological thing. I think it's enough to say we need to do something different. Divorce rate is skyrocketing. Certainly in my business, I don't see a lot of people who are divorcing who have had shitty love lives. Mostly for the most part.
Do you recommend, like you're a lawyer and you're doing a divorce negotiation or whatever, or people that may stay together, you're trying to help them out. You go, right. Hey, have you two guys ever thought about looking at my books about blowjobs and bondage? And
we do. I do all the time. Why do you think my practice is one of the biggest practices in Canada? It's fun. It's fun.
I think if most people said they were going to a relationship, counselor who recommended 50 ways to play, bondage and S&M for nice people, I think their friends would go, "What the? Where'd you get that name from?"
What's your question?
My question is, it's an odd thing for a person trying to help a marriage to suggest
to
bondage.
Tell couples to have sex in more exciting ways? That's an odd message?
If
couples were having sex in more exciting ways, more consistently with the person they married,
right,
they wouldn't be getting divorced. Their kids wouldn't be living in blended families, and I wouldn't be mediating blended family situations.
Sex makes you want more sex, Jay.
Yeah,
I mean that's the adult answer, hon. Sorry.
Now, do you
I'm sorry if you think blowjobs and this kind of thing is blush-worthy. I think that's unique to this part of the world.
Can you say blowjobs again?
Yeah, you're a little too out front for me. I like things a little more secretive.
He's a bit of
and you know what?
Shit.
And those services are out there. If people want to go to counseling and they want to sit and put their knees together and fall into each other's arms to learn trust, that's fine. If
Jay,
they want
to.
So you want them there you want everybody to be naked and having sex in the middle of the thing. Yeah.
I want couples to grow up, stop tiptoeing around words like blowjob. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Listen, I've never been married.
You should be able to come home and go, honey, open up. This hog's going in.
I've never been married, but I feel like married people can't do that kind of stuff with their spouses. They have to go outside.
No, they can.
A lot of people do, and that's why they stay married. And a lot of people don't, and that's why they don't. If you're having good sex defines marriage. It does. It's a huge part of the institution. People who aren't having good sex, for the most part in marriage, start looking elsewhere. Divorce happens. The math couldn't be more simple.
Well, we've all said that. I mean, every guy here has said it, but not many women want to hear it.
Women say it all the time. I have to say it's 50-50 in my practice with women bitching just as much.
Yeah,
He's
but you know
boring
what?
But I feel
here's
like
the problem.
Couples can't ask each other for those crazy things.
No, here's the real problem.
If you have a radio host on satellite radio who can't talk about blowjobs, how do you expect two married people who sit face to face in the privacy of their homes to be able to talk about this stuff?
My God, I'm being run over.
Blowjobs all day.
Yes, now this is what I'm saying. If in the morning when you woke up, if you didn't have to deal with the woman as some sort of a deal with her emotionally or deal with her conversationally, if she just did it like a man, then we would be happy. But that's not the way it works. You can't wake up and go.
Of course, it's not the way it works.
Why not? Why don't you just wake up? suck your husband's dick, and then he won't want to run with another woman. But no, you got to bullshit. You got to play this fucking stupid talk game and all of that, and by that time you don't want to get a blowjob.
Dr. Gavin McLeod.
But then you're married to the wrong woman.
I once had a
Gavin
woman
McLeod. This
that
is not
would let do
the man
everything to her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I had to inflate her first.
Really?
Having a
Deborah
heart attack.
McLeod is here, author of 50 Ways to Play, BDSM for Nice People. That's what I really think the problem is. Men are shallow, and we enjoy our shallowness. And women want us to embrace their deepness.
Shallow. But you know what? If you're with somebody,
Yeah.
you have to be able to go over to what they like a little bit. I have nothing against a quickie. I have nothing about people getting down and dirty and doing it quick when they got to get up and go to work in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But I have also know that you need to book those getaways. You need to send flowers. You need to show the romance part of it, or you can forget about blowjobs. It's off the table.
Now,
It has to be half and half.
One of the things here is how to play with ice. Now,
Right.
What are some of the good things in your newest book about ice? I mean, normally you put a couple of cubes inside of the woman, or you put a cube in your mouth while you're licking the clit.
Popsicles are very interesting.
Or the woman puts
Popsicles,
ice.
something like that. You know,
I once met a woman that ice came out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of jazz
So
up
give us your idea of playing with ice.
It's the same kind of thing. You know, you're taking ice, you're dragging it down somebody over nipples, genitals, that kind of stuff. But little tiny things that are different in the book. Like, for example, you had mentioned popsicles, hon. Something like putting flavor in the water. Just things that are different. So people are getting a little bit of extra sensation, something that's unexpected. Because, like I said, and you had said also, for the most part, it's the same thing. Every day, every night, it's the same person.
I had a chick when I was younger. I had a chick give me oral with ice. But it was actually an ice tray, which I
thought.
Please give me cock.
Yeah.
Nothing says I love and respect you like a sloppy, wet blowjob.
That's right.
baby.
That's true.
DeborahMcLeod.com, 50 Ways to Play, BDSM for Nice People. Now, you're in Canada. How many talk show hosts are allowing you on the radio there? That's a pretty provincial country.
No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I do mostly the States when it comes to media, but I have about 4 or 5 regulars that I do here, but it's more relationship-focused stuff. We don't obviously talk about the blowjobs when it's not, public radio.
Right. So there's no swinging in the book.
There's no swinging in the book. I don't like the swinging. This is all for those there's very few sex books written for mainstream couples who don't want to get into peeing on each other, spreading shit on each other, screwing around. There's all the shock value.
You lost me at shit, Doctor. I've got to be honest with you.
I know that people that piss in...
It's written for committed couples who need a little help.
That's right. Well, Deborah, your son, when I don't know how old your son is. Is he a teenager? Is he a grown up? He's 10 years old. When he gets older, I mean, he's going to get beat up at school when they find out that his mom writes books about bondage and stuff.
He probably won't get beat up since he's almost a black belt, but that's beside the point.
Oh. Well, he better be, because he's going to get picked on. It's just the way
beat up a black belt. Yes.
No, it's just the way the world. It is. The world is, and I always, of course, I talk for the lowest common denominator of human, but I really mean it. The world is made up of people that when they hear about, and you are, of course, providing a service, and you believe in it, but they're going to vilify you, and they're going to take it out on your son. Do you fear that?
Well, most of the school already knows. I bring cameras to his school quite often. I do a local segment for television about relationships and family life. So it isn't really a shock to anybody. He knows we write books. He knows they're for adults. He knows they're for married people. He knows they're in the basement under lock and key.
It's for bondage. It's for bondage.
How is bondage not sex? You read your average Cosmo magazine. This is in there.
It's embarrassing. That's why I don't want my kids to know.
Can we ask why every bedroom should have an ottoman?
Every bedroom should.
I don't know. I hope that I'm raising a kid that's going to live in a 2-parent home.
Let's talk about some sex, okay? Can we stop talking about marriage?
Go ahead, Gianna. Let's talk about unmarried sex.
Why every bedroom should have an ottoman? Tell us why, please, Debbie.
Why? What? Sorry. What is the topic?
It says on the notes why every bedroom should have an ottoman.
Well, every bedroom. Whoa, well, an ottoman, I'm just talking about different restraint systems, using it with somebody lying down.
Oh. The ottoman is the thing you put your feet up on normally, right? When you're relaxing.
But like what? What are you doing?
Well, if you don't have an imagination, I guess you can use it for
that. But you
that.
said the book tells this, so I'm asking you, what do you do with this ottoman?
What do you do with the ottoman?
The suggestion I have in the book for ottoman is somebody lying down, one of the partners lying down on the ottoman, the other person sort of being restrained around it, lightly restrained, no breast bondage, nobody.
I don't even have a visual of that.
No, like my arms are around the ottoman.
Get a sketch artist to draw something.
You tie me to the ottoman. That's all. You just
you tie me.
You just wrap a rope around it.
You wrap a rope around the ottoman,
and you can put it around the leg, you can put it around the wrist, the ankle, whatever.
Will you reveal what the frog is, or do we have to buy the book?
You have to buy the book for that one.
Dr. Gavin, I like putting pea pods in a woman, then squeeze her stomach and watch them come out one at a time.
Right. That's our weatherman. He's a very odd fellow. Well, Deborah and Don McLeod, husband and wife authors of Lube Job, Lip Service, and now, of course, the newest book, BDSM for Nice People. Deborah, any final statements before we say so long?
I think that'll just about do it.
All right. Deborah McLeod, now, and right now, are you bound in any way whatsoever?
Not at all.
All right. All right, Deborah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
She hates us.
Deborah, may I suggest some media training for promoting this?
She was good.
Can I ask why? You know what? It's like, and first of all, the husband looks like just this huge pussy. But the weird thing is, he does. He's like, she's angry that we're finding a lawyer and a couples negotiator, whatever she calls herself, is recommending bondage and blowjobs and everything else, and all of us that are married, and even in long relationships, Gianna, those discussions, no one has any fucking interest in those discussions in a long-term marriage. They just don't. And you could talk about it and bring it up and say, remember 20 years when, you used to fuck me in the back seat of a limo when we had, a champagne bottle and a gram of Coke, and they look at you like you're nuts. Yeah, well, you don't bring that. You might bring it back for like a minute and a half or whatever, but she's angry.
She jumps off as angry.
Yeah, she really comes off as really.
You didn't even do anything.
No, nothing. And she's kind of cute. It's almost like, to me, she sounds like she's angry that she has to fuck her husband.
Yeah, there's something.
She's thinking of shit to make it more exciting for her because, in my estimation, she's tired of fucking this guy.
This guy has no idea what to do.
Exactly. And she's running the whole fucking show. I don't see any. If he wrote the book with her, there's not one thing in here about him and what he does.
It just says her name.
I don't know.
Jay.
Yes.
They asked me to play Sandusky in the Joe Paterno movie. But I said, no, I'm not a fan of the nickel defense. I only like pennies.
What are you... You know what? That's almost a book he read.
I know. He did it really good. He got that one a while ago. And
let's go to Justin,
he was practicing.
who was in Ohio. Yes, Justin, go ahead.
Yeah. Are any of you guys married?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
And how long have you guys been married for?
Everyone's in a long-term relationship except
everybody.
Me.
Yeah,
except for me.
Everybody. Shuli, you've been married 5 years or something like that?
I've been with my wife 5 years. Been married like 3 or 4.
5 years. 20 years for me. Yeah. Why?
I've been married for 10 years. Been with my wife for 15. We have a great sex relationship. We talk about it all the time. None of us stray away. We have no reason to.
How many kids? How many kids you guys have, Justin?
I have 2 kids.
All right, good. Well, you got.
Well, you know what? You're a 1%er. You're lucky. You're a 1%er.
No one's saying it's impossible. We're just.
I bet your buddies don't say all this shit when you're talking to them about it, do they?
I mean, it just depends. And honestly, I think what it is a lot of people don't want to put the work in the relationship. Kind of like what you're saying, Jay. When I get up in the morning, I got to hem-haw around. I don't want to talk with my wife. I don't want to listen to her bullshit.
No.
That's not a very healthy relationship, I don't think.
No,
I think it'd be more healthy to sit there and be able to listen to your wife in the morning and want to hear what she wants to say.
Yeah,
Jay, if
listen,
your wife woke you up with a BJ, you'd want to
forget it. She'd get whatever she wanted.
To her and be fun,
I would talk to her immediately.
around.
My wife has done that, and I have talked to her. I've said, "Bye, got to go to work."
Yeah. Well, Justin, you're one of the lucky ones. You're just one of the. And I'm jealous of you, and I wish I lived in Ohio and could fuck your wife too.
But just so you know, Justin, this great relationship that you have is the reason why all your friends call you a homo behind your back.
No, they don't.
Hey,
all right,
Professor
Justin. Thank you. Thank you. No, she's gone.
5.
Yeah. Let's go to Mary, who's in New Hampshire. Yes, Mary. What's the weather for New Hampshire this weekend?
New Hampshire, it's going to be around 75 degrees.
Any rain?
Beautiful skies.
Yeah.
Chance of rain on Sunday.
75 and rainy.
Mary, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Thanks. I love the topic.
You really do?
I love when women call.
Now, Mary, are you into that woman was angry at me because I was challenging her as being kind of unrealistic. And she is, into all kind of freaky sex and is writing books. Would you really go to a therapist while you and your husband are having marital problems who suggest that you try bondage and S&M? Do you think that would be kind of a normal afternoon of therapy for you?
Well, no. Well, my husband, I don't think, would go to a therapist like that.
Right.
But it would be tough. It really would be tough, Jay. But I got to say, I'm with the last caller. I've been with my husband.
Right.
We started dating in high school, and that was 31 years ago.
Wow.
We've only been married 15 years. We dated on and off until we got married. But I'll tell you what, if you can get the kids out of the house, you throw on a little YouPorn, and you have a great, it's like you're having group sex without having group sex.
Can I tell you what we've both heard here, Shuli?
Yeah.
The women run whether there's sex in the house.
Of course, and that's something that I
men,
didn't need them to shoot me that memo. I'm fully aware
Mary,
of that shit.
this guy's wife ran it in his house. You run it in your house. And that
if we
overbearing attorney from Canada runs it. So if you marry somebody that becomes like most other
but you're okay with that as long as the woman's running it. If she's saying yes all the time.
As long as she's running
the woman's running. No, she's running the sex. The woman runs the sex.
I have sex, well, not every day, because that's a little exhausting.
Right,
I'm
that's what I'm
happy
saying.
with like three times a week, but I want sex sometimes more than my husband.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
if the woman is oversexed, then you have sex in the marriage, and that's just not true through the millennia. That's normally not true.
About every other day is good.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
And you know what? In blowjobs, if you do it right, it's enjoyable for the woman as well as the guy.
Yeah, we don't really care about that.
There are married couples right now that one of them, they're trying to figure out, how do we turn this off? Which one reaches to the radio and just...
it's hitting a little too close to home.
Yeah. They don't want to discuss it. They've been married,
we
8,
should do this.
10, whatever it is.
You couples
Jay,
listening, we're talking
just look
about
straight
you.
ahead.
I'm a fan of the 5 a.m. BJ.
Yeah, you're not married.
I know.
Yeah, that's why you're a fucking fan of it. They got to get up and change a shitty diaper on a Tuesday.
I mean, you live with a guy who went to bed at 4 in the afternoon. I took you out one night to Studio 54, and the next day you broke up with your boyfriend, who you were going to go open a bar in fucking Aruba with.
Thank you, Jay.
I mean, it took me 20 minutes to get her to leave her boyfriend.
Because, Jay, you left Studio 54, and I had a great time, and I was like, God, I used to have a good time, and I'm not having one anymore.
Right. All right, let's go to Dennis Miller. Yes, Dennis, on line 4. I don't know if this is the real
you should if it really were Dennis Miller.
Hello, Dennis.
Hey, Brian. This show is making my medulla oblongata.
All right, our next...
is confusing as the House of Windsor's bloodlines, babe.
Take your shit for yourself.
One of our great listeners has written a brand new book, Bitch, Are You Retarded? Stay where you are. We've had Sour Shoes on all morning. It's my first experience with him.
This doesn't get us ratings. Nothing will.
Yeah.
I love his harmonizing. This is what the world would be like if there was more than one Sour Shoes.
This is his gift to the universe.
Wow. You know what they ought to do? They ought to give him a channel.
Yeah.
An entire channel.
Why not?
Yeah, give him a music channel.
He's already doing a show all day long in his room anyways.
All day.
Has Chuck Robinson clean the lane for him.
Oh, he does a great Susan Waldman and John Sterling.
And John, one thing I can't wait for, John, is the High Holy Days next week, because I'll be sitting at home observing John eating kugel.
No, is that right?
Yeah, I'll be eating gefilte fish kugel. Hey,
what do you want? What's a Jewish girl's favorite sexual position?
What?
Gracing Macy's.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, he's... You know what? Somebody needs to grab a hold of this guy and
he's one of the most brilliant people I've ever met in my life. He really is.
You mean you can't get him on a stage and figure this out, huh?
I can't, but look.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say, I got him to the show in Jersey because it's Jersey. He can drive there. I don't know what this guy's going to do with TSA at an airport. I don't know what he's going to try and bring with him on a flight.
You've flown with Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
but first of all, you need to put the show together, and people yell out like we yell out, and he just changes right there in front of him.
I brought him on stage with everybody else at the end of the show. I ended the show, and for an hour after the show, he stayed on stage and continued to play. And fans just walked up to him, requested songs, took pictures. He's amazing.
Why not just put a webcam in his room and charge
No, we need to make money.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, yeah. We need to make this free shit. Yeah. People always go, well, how come you're not so into the internet? I'm not into free. I'm just, all right.
Pray for the
All right. Let's go to Jared of Toronto before we go to our guest, Carlos Lee. Bitch, Are You Retarded? His brand new book. Yes, Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, I was listening earlier. That girl that come on, you guys are at the lunch. She's talking great blowjobs for your wife, and it's a mutual thing. What's going on with that?
What?
Was that a sentence?
What was that? I didn't.
Your English is breaking up, sir.
Say it again, Jared.
Put together a noun and a verb.
Now, Jared, would you and your wife there in Canada ever go to a therapist that recommends light bondage? I don't think so. That's the one that. And she said, first of all, people go, hey, Susan and Joe are in therapy. Yeah, but they're into that bondage therapy. Can you imagine? What?
I think
they went to the therapist. They said, let's not talk about your problems with each other. Susan, just start sucking on Joe. And Joe ties Susan up a little bit and put a popsicle up her ass. And I'm pretty sure that this relationship's going to be back on an even keel. You know what most people, this is terrible, Gianna, but, guys that I know have been married, they don't want to see, they have no interest in seeing each other naked.
Even if you stay hot looking?
Yeah, they don't, though.
But what if they do?
They don't. Some small portion of the population stays
It's like
hot.
you're saying, what if we had flying cars? And Jay's saying, we don't. We don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not what you do. It's just most couples,
My
it's
book
not
advises to stay hot.
Work. I know. And work out and all that other bullshit. But, it's like who wants to fuck Greta Van Susteren? You know what I'm saying? She did everything she
Ira,
could
put your hand down.
she did everything she could. She had plastic surgery. She works out all the time, and
she didn't get that lip fix.
That's what you're talking about.
really.
You're talking about that's guys date really wild looking chicks, but they always marry somebody that doesn't turn out well.
Why?
Because they're going to have the kids and do the real heavy lifting. That's why. Same thing with men. The women date the bad boys, and then they marry. I see these gorgeous women with these kind of nerdy guys. You see it all the time, and you go, that could not have been her first choice. she did that because it was safe. She did it because it was logical. And I saw a woman the other day so gorgeous and the guy so nerdy, and they had the 2 kids, and I'm thinking, this is not who she was dating, most of her life.
Maybe she's...
Jay.
Huh? Yes?
I took Metamucil for my light bondage.
Right. Carlos Lee, you've written a book, Bitch, Are You Retarded? Stop Being a Dumbass. Either he loves you, he's in love with you, or just something to do for right now.
By the way, Wendy the retard from the show, The Stern Show, just wrote a book called Yes.
I'm still in the middle of the title.
Sorry.
And When to Walk Away. Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com, ebooks, and wherever books are sold. Every woman has a girlfriend who needs this book. Carlos, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Now,
glad to be on the show.
Now, you're a tall, I don't have a picture of you in front of me. Are you a tall, handsome
Sound like
man?
you're about 9 feet.
Yeah, right.
that women find irresistible?
Actually, I'm a very attractive man, very sexy, bald-headed, 6'1", light-skinned Capricorn, and
right on.
Hey,
you're a Capricorn.
Look who woke up. Hey, what's your date of your birthday? Now plays ass.
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Are you a black man?
When is your birthday?
Don't ask. Don't answer any of those questions. It says here you consider yourself a former dog, a liar, a cheater, an asshole, a user, a manipulator, and you've slept with hundreds of women, and now you're going to teach these women something. So what advice do you have for Gianna, who doesn't have anybody of any significance in her life and is looking for love? Go ahead.
Well, in my book, Bitch, Are You Retarded? I'm not here to teach women how to get a man or even how to keep a man. My job is to teach women, whether it's yay or nay, whether he really wants to be in a loving, committed relationship with you, or if you're just something to do right now.
How do you get this job?
Okay, wait, my question, tell me the difference between possessing a man's mind and his heart.
Possessing a man's mind and heart is just, basically, this is all it comes down to. As men, we know if you're someone that we want to be with. We know if you're someone that we want to be in love with. And possessing a man's heart, he's going to show it. He's going to show in his everyday little things. He's going to want to touch you. He's going to want to give you affection. He's going to want to put his arms around you when you're cooking dinner. He's going to want to hold your hand out in public. He's going to want to walk up behind you and just give you a kiss on the cheek. As men, when we're in love...
Yeah.
Don't I want his mind and his heart? Is it either or?
It's very simple. You blow him, you have his mind. You swallow, you got his heart.
Now, Carlos,
I think Shuli could write the book.
Carlos,
pamphlet, really.
What happens to women is women are more sincere generally than men, and then the man, goes right through the initial, the woman's very wary, but men are very good at acting like they're really crazy about you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, but just like any facade, you can only keep it up for so long.
I think what this man is, maybe you don't know this, Jay, because you're a man, but women constantly analyze, he did this, but he really loves me, but he's doing this, but he really loves me, instead of really looking at what are the man's actions.
I hear you broads always say that. He punched me, but he loves me.
Exactly, and they don't leave. And Carlos is saying,
Carlos,
should leave,
how is your book?
Stupid.
How is your book different than Steve Harvey's book?
Well, I think Steve Harvey's made a lot of money, and the movie's made a lot of money, and I wish I was in his position right now.
Well, I don't think "Bitch, Are You Retarded" was a good title choice, but how many books have you sold so far? Are we in the hundreds of thousands?
Honestly, the book has been out for 3 months, and I haven't gotten the totals back yet. I got another month until that happens.
Yeah, that happens with the New York Times, too, the bestseller list. Sometimes it takes a couple months.
It is self-published, but it's very professional, very professional looking. Now, you say that a man knows in the first 5 minutes of meeting a woman what role he wants her to play in his life. I totally believe that. And I have actually met women years ago and sat with them for 5 minutes, knew that I would never be with them, Gianna, but I wanted to sleep with them, wanted to be my girlfriend, and I dated them for 4 and 5 years. But I knew the first fucking meal where they would fit into my life. Carlos, that's true, isn't it? That is true.
It's true. It's true.
That question, that's always one of the first questions that gets asked, the first 5-minute rule and all that good stuff.
Right.
Well, here's what I said. There was an episode of Married with Children where Bud Bundy was trying to win this girl over, have sex with her by acting like a bad boy extremist, river rafting, skydiving, and all this stuff. So his sister Kelly, she pulled him to the side and she said, "Look, Bud, stop making an ass of yourself, and I'm going to tell you the truth according to women. It doesn't matter how good you are to a woman, what you do or say to, for a woman knows when she first meets a man whether or not she wants to sleep with him. And if she hasn't slept with you already, it means she doesn't want to." Now, I'm not a woman, so I don't know how true that is from a woman's perspective, but from a man's perspective, in the first 5 minutes, and men out there know this is true, we're simple. We've already sized the woman up in our heads, whether we want to be in a relationship with her, whether we want to date her, whether we want to casually have sex with her, whether she's going to be a friend or a friend with benefits. We've already sized these women up in our heads. And now what could happen 3, 4, 5 months down the line? That's different. Something can change if the man sticks around long enough, to find out something, can come up.
You're not going to stick around very long if you're not getting laid.
You're right. 9 times out of 10, that's correct.
Some men do.
I don't know how these Christians pick each other. I don't know how Tim Tebow is going to be with a woman. Why would you want to not know anything about them physically? And let's say you married somebody and you couldn't touch her asshole or something. I wouldn't want to be with them. No, but really, you're down there, and you're having your way when your thumb, you start rubbing. What are you doing? I wouldn't want to find that out on my wedding night. Or don't get back there. Don't touch me. They don't lick me in this spot. No, I wouldn't want to find that on my wedding night. Can you imagine?
Right.
Awful. Yeah. You know what? I'd be in the bathroom just praying to Jesus, why have you forsaken me?
Why pray? Just beat off.
That's right.
Get your load
well,
out.
Carlos Lee, we've learned nothing from you, but we love your title. Bitch, are you retarded? Stop being a dumbass. The book is available. How much is the book, by the way?
$14.99.
$13.99. All right. Carlos, are you married or single these days?
I am single these days. I'm a walking contradiction. I'm a walking contradiction.
Yes, you are. Every woman has a girlfriend who needs this book. Bitch, are you retarded? Stay where you are.
Repeat after me.
Here we go.
Luke, I am your father.
That's a wrong book. All right. Goodbye. See you later. An idiot. There have been some kind of crazy crimes that I've been looking at. Here's one. The man who beat a stripper so badly that she required a titanium plate implanted in her face. He's got 9 years in a little town called Carpinteria, California. The funny thing about the stripper is she was just trying to earn money for her community college tuition, which has been raised in California. Here's the quote. "I've never been hit so hard," she said. And I looked at that quote and I thought, she's been hit lots of times, right? But emotionally, she described the encounter. The Santa Barbara City College student said she took 2 $100 bills from the man, and he had hired her to strip for him in a motel room. When she was putting on her outfit, she realized that he had grabbed the $200 out of her purse and had put it into his backpack. She attacked him and grabbed his clenched fist and bit his knuckles to get her $200 back. Now, I don't think she'd even started dancing yet. Okay? So they continued this battle, and finally, and here's her quote again, "It's the hardest I've ever been hit." So now he got 9 years for that shit. 9 years. You know me. I've said it 100 times. There's got to be different time limits when scumbags get, she's a fucking stripper at a motel. Come on. California man has pleaded guilty. He's a mixed martial artist. He ripped his own friend's heart out and removed his tongue. Mm-hmm. Have you heard this one?
Yeah. Why didn't the guy just tap?
Yeah, well.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
Jared Wyatt of Crescent City.
Look how easy it is. Look.
Hey, wait.
I still got my heart. Everything's fine.
Hey, let me tell you something. Here's the plea deal. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
He pleaded down to 50 years to life. What?
Oh, my God.
You showed them. Good move. Good move. Let's pay this attorney.
What kind of plea deal is that? Who was your attorney? Deborah McLeod?
Yeah, in her closing arguments, she quoted Married with Children.
Yeah. It was the reason why he got so many years. It was first-degree murder involving mayhem. He does not remember the evening, is what he says.
That's
the
best defense.
Hallucinate. So he'll be in there having killed a guy, but will not remember.
A lot of guys have used that defense. It's usually when they wake up next to a fat chick, though, and they're like, "What? I don't remember anything from last night, Your Honor."
His chest was cut open, and his heart, tongue, and the skin of his face were gone. The heart was found charred in a wood-burning stove.
It's the wood that makes it good, Garrett.
Those oak chips.
No, but he did it. He did it with his bare hands.
And the autopsy determined the organs were removed while he was still alive.
Wow.
You don't mind if I take your heart, bro, do you?
A Washington State man running from police decided to douse himself with human excrement to evade police dogs. Gordon Flavia, 56 years old, was being chased when he decided to just jump into a portable toilet, doused himself with human waste. The dogs found him immediately. What you don't realize is, and there's a crazy movie called Perfume. It's a love story, it's called. You got to rent this one and hold on to your hats when you watch it. It's about a guy who's looking for the perfect scent, so he's like building his own woman. But they showed how a dog smells. So a dog will only smell the meat or whatever in a stew, and he knows where the carrots are, where everything else is, and so they could smell right through the shit.
Same thing in your ass stew. It knows where the carrots are there and the corn.
What's that?
Jay,
the ass.
Show's over.
If you get a chance, read Gianna's book, bitch. I'm retarded and
40.
What? And 40.
Numbers.
Numbers,
Bitch, I'm retarded and 40. That's her new book, Ara?
That's right.
All right, there you go. Well, I have no idea how any of us got what we call a career, but we've done it again. So, are you anywhere interesting tonight at all?
Yeah, tonight I'm opening for Greg Fitzsimmons in Tarrytown, New York. He's filming his new 1 hour special. Come on out.
Okay.